Greetings, Earthlings. Roseanne Arkiss. What are they? Nephilim. Amalekites. What are the other ones?
Anunnaki.
Soulless bots. What have you? Whoever's here, I don't know. Whoever's meant to be here. Whoever God led here, I don't know. And especially animals, my favorite souls of all, because they're far better than humans, as they do not need to bullshit themselves and are free from MK Ultra Nazi mind control, unlike American citizens. Welcome to the Roseanne Barr podcast.
So you see, my patience is growing thin.
Well, as you know, I love speaking with geniuses that are out of the box. And today I was thinking, last time when Shannon was on, that was filmed pre-Shabbat, pre-Pesach, but now we're in it. We're right in it. And what I talked about at the end of that show, how Pesach is about shattering the matrix, because that's what happened to us. We were taken out of the material world and placed into the miraculous world. And so that's what we're going to repeat here today, and it's going to be fabulous, because we're going to shatter the bullshit world of all media and all ahistorical bullshit, all rewritten fucking pedophile horse shit. We're getting rid of it today because we're going to tell the truth. The truth about the Jews, Candace, Joe,
Ian.
Smith, Ian, Piers,
David Icke. Or
David Icke, Icky, David
Jackson
Icky,
Hinkle.
Yeah.
Justin Tinkle.
Very clever.
Was that smart? Thank God I'm a trained professional comedian. Don't try this at home. Who's else? Some of them.
Just your general Nazi idiot.
Just your general woke right.
You know who you are.
You know who you are, and God knows who you are too. And so do your masters. Anyway, I got a hell of a genius matrix breaking guy. I'm so excited. He's somebody I've prayed to meet for about 30 years. He's a genius. He is a white colonizing Zionist. Please help me welcome to the stage Tal Oran.
Thank you so much for having me. What an intro. 30 years you've been waiting for me.
Yes.
How old are you again?
I'm 28.
Yeah. She
honor.
has foresight.
Yeah. Oh, God bless. And I got to tell my mom and my dad that Roseanne maybe have manifested me into reality.
I think I did, because I was praying to meet somebody who would actually care enough and know firsthand the real history and be able to speak it into existence of the Jewish people in Mesopotamia and the Levant.
And let me tell you, I'm excited to tell you my family story, because I think there's elements in my family story you don't even know.
Oh boy.
That are going to blow your mind.
Oh God,
and I did a DNA test recently. And I confirmed all of it.
Oh, I did the DNA and confirmed it too. Oh, hell yes. Go.
Hell yeah, baby.
Go, baby.
What did it say?
So, to open with, I am a white colonizer. I like to introduce myself as a white colonizing Zionist prince. That's usually the...
That's good.
You look like a white colonizer.
But I come from a lineage of Jews known as Mizrahi Jews, which, unfortunately, both Jews in America and general media around the world just wants to ignore us. We're just not brought into the conversation at all. When I recount since October 7th happened, Piers Morgan, even Joe Rogan, anytime anybody's been brought up to represent Jewish people, I cannot recall a time a Mizrahi Jew has ever been brought up to represent Jewish people or Israelis or Israel. God Saad, God bless him. I think he's amazing too. He is a Mizrahi Jew, but he's rarely brought up in that conversation. So you see, there's an open kind of discrimination against our lineage of Judaism alongside Ethiopian Jews.
Yes, very much against Ethiopian Jews.
Yeah, and I'm a mutt of about 6 different kinds of Mizrahi Jew from all corners of the Middle East who were ethnically cleansed and kicked out of their home countries by Muslims, by Islamists, by Arabs, who, under the pan-Arab ideals, forwarding Arab colonization for about 1,500 years, discriminated against and oppressed my people
Yes.
until we were kicked out of our homes and then ended up in the land of Israel, some before 1948, some after, and literally picked ourselves up by our bootstraps. I mean, not me, because I was born after, but my grandparents, who picked themselves up by their bootstraps in the worst circumstances and built a life for themselves with no refugee money, no international aid, no UN, no refugee status like the Palestinians.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get any fucking reparations.
No.
Nothing. Not a house. When my grandparents made it to Israel, they lived in tents.
Talk about their wealth was stolen from them of thousands of years in their homes.
All of it. All of it. Specifically, my Iraqi family, June 1st and 2nd, 1941, there was a pogrom called the Farhud. It was inspired by the only leader of Palestine in all of history. His name was Hajj Amin al-Husseini. He was known as the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem. He was kind of a religious and spiritual leader. And he met with Hitler in Germany and inspired the conversion of Mein Kampf into Arabic in the Arab world. And very shortly after, Mein Kampf became a bestseller on the streets of Baghdad where my grandparents grew up.
Mm-hmm.
They were only 15, 16 years old when this happened. And June 1st and 2nd, 1941, 180 Jews murdered on the streets of Baghdad with swords.
Yeah.
I have a picture of it online that I use all the time. With swords, they came to kill them. And they injured and looted and stole from the wealth, the gold, the riches, the money, everything.
Pillaged.
Their houses, pillaged them. 1,800 other Iraqi Jews. And that's what really began. This was 1941, before the creation of the State of Israel.
Can I add to that?
Please.
Hitler really admired Islam and he really loved the Mufti. And he loved the stories the Mufti told him, such as way back before the Farhud, in the Middle Ages, they used to run their sewage down the middle of the street, and on either side were a sidewalk. And they made the Jews wear a yellow star on their arm. And the Jews had to walk in the middle of the street through the sewage because they were not the chosen people. I'm letting that sink in.
Yeah.
They were not Muslim. So they had to walk through the shit and the piss and wear a yellow armband. And Hitler loved that.
Yeah, it wasn't only there too, by the way. This happened in Yemen as well. And you see the Houthis today firing rockets towards Israel, towards Yemeni Jews, or the descendants of Yemeni Jews. And their legacy, they'll be like, why did the Jews leave Yemen? Why did the Jews this and that? And nobody wants to talk about this hard truth of why Israel exists today. But Yemeni Jews did that same exact, or Yemeni Muslims did the same exact thing. They made Jewish people wear yellow armbands. If you were a Jew, you couldn't ride a horse. You have to ride a donkey, always be shorter than a Muslim. In the Jewish quarter, or if you were walking through the Muslim quarter, you'd have to take off your shoes and walk barefoot as to not disrespect the Muslim next to you. And then people come to me with this bullshit as if we lived in peace. How many times have you heard that since October 7th?
Bullshit, yeah.
All these pro-Palestinian propagandists who are funded by
Qatari propagandists.
money. And they pretend the Jews and the Arabs and the Christians, before 1948, we all lived in peace.
They never heard
Well,
of the
that's
Crusades?
rewritten history. That is a genocide of the Jewish people. The first thing you do in a genocide is erase the people from history. That's what you do. You don't bomb them. You don't break into their country and kill and kidnap and rape. You erase them from history. And then you put them in a museum. Hitler even says that. Everyone knows that. Yeah, like in America, they made Indian museums. They killed 50 million Native Americans here. So, of course, they don't see that they're cheering for the death of every Jew in the Middle East. They don't see that because it's heavy-duty MK Ultra Nazi mind control that we're living under. And it's fucking working, right?
It's colonialism and supremacy. And I mean, you see, look, we're all Americans and we're proud to be Americans. I know that. I love this country.
I want my real America back.
I don't know if I was born in 1996. I'm not sure if I ever lived in a real America. I was born under Clinton.
No, you
So
didn't.
I don't think I ever had an experience of a real America. But what I can say is that I love this country. I've traveled most of this country. I've been to 38 states. I've lived in a bunch of states around the U.S. I love America. And I'm so glad that I have dual nationality, both Israeli and American. And I get to have both experiences in both countries. But the same foundations that this country was built on, of that like colonialism and ethnic cleansing that did happen,
Yeah.
the Native Americans,
Yeah.
it's what happens in the Middle East today.
Yeah.
And all these fucking podcasters and media outlets and news pundits, they don't want to talk about it.
Right.
It drives me crazy.
Ma, so it's been about a month now, maybe 5 weeks since you've had that Helix mattress. Remember, we had it shipped and we
Yep.
opened it up and it deflated or inflated in front of us. You slept great at first, but I
Yep.
wanted to get a little bit of a report. How's it been? Noemi slept on it
Yep,
once. She
it's
liked
heaven
it.
on earth, I'm telling you what.
Still no back problems, no issues?
No, it's
Wow.
just heaven. It's like sleeping on air or a cloud or something heavenly. It is just great.
Well, you should tell people, because again, this is the company where you type in your age, your weight, how you sleep, side, back, and it factors all this stuff in. Be
Oh,
quiet.
yeah, you do.
And it
now
lets you
be
know,
quiet.
it gives you the best mattress possible. So you can attest that it works.
That's
So
right.
tell the people where to get one.
You go to helixsleep.com/Roseanne for the spring savings event for 20% off the sale wide. What? 20% off
Site-wide.
site-wide.
20% off site-wide.
Oh, yeah. That's helixsleep.com/Roseanne for the spring saving event for 20% off site-wide. helixsleep.com/Roseanne.
All right.
It drives me crazy that they're doing it to Christians, and the Christians just talk about Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't that like some kind of paid distraction, that they wouldn't even have the balls or the soul to talk about the ethnic cleansing of Christians in Arab Muslim countries, their own? It's sick.
I haven't seen Tucker or Candace mention any of this stuff. Have you?
They might not know. I honestly believe
How
that
do they not know? I know.
or they might have been told it, or it's just too inconvenient for their worldview that they just don't want to add it into the mix.
Yeah.
But it drives me up a wall
Me
because
too.
these are the Christians of the Middle East. Let's put them on the magnifying glass for a
Yes,
second.
let's do.
People like the Assyrian Christians,
Yeah.
some Yazidi Christians, even Persian Christians,
Yeah.
Iraqi Christians. You have Christians, the Coptic Christians, or some of the early adopters of Christianity, and lo and behold, Palestinian Christians,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Christians of the Levant. These people are the earliest adopters of Christianity.
Yeah.
Some of them might be Jewish people,
Yeah, of
originally.
course.
They're converted.
and they are completely ignored by American Christians and Christians in the West.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Because of what? What's the reason? Why does this happen? You know,
You mean
why
ignored that they're being genocided, killed.
their
They're not
existence
even-
is being
Yeah.
ignored. You know, as Jewish people, what I can say, we have a lot of problems. We're a very dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
But you know, when shit hits a fan, October 7th happened, we support each other.
Yes.
We send each other a lot of money all over the world. You know, soldiers in the IDF didn't have vests, this and that. My own mom was like raising money and raising funds for soldiers. I was as well on my YouTube channel. We all pulled in together. But Christians across the Middle East being massacred in the millions. And this has been happening for hundreds of years now. About
Thousands.
1,000,
Yeah.
about 1,200, 1,300 years.
Babies.
And where are the Christians in the West?
We're the Christians crying over massacred Christian babies.
Mm-hmm.
They're all talking about Israel.
Yeah.
And they're pro-Hamas. I mean, it's horrible.
It's
a
weird
horrible,
to see.
it's a horrible mind control reversal and a mirror image too.
Yeah.
And it's just anti-Semitism.
Yeah. It's anti-Semitism mixed with a big dose of ignorance. And it's shameful. Because I even think about it from a Jewish perspective too. I really think we have a responsibility to help these people, to stand up for them. I know, like, we have our own shit we're going through as Jewish people. But these people who are the early adopters of Christianity, they might be our family.
Yeah.
Quite literally, they
Yeah.
might be our family.
And
might
a
be
lot
part
of
of our tribe.
Muslims are probably Jews that converted too.
Absolutely. A lot of people in the Middle East. People forget how early Islam is to this region. I mean, like, Islam is just the most recent addition.
Yeah.
The Middle East wasn't Muslim 800 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
Like 1,200 years ago, it came out of Saudi Arabia, but the Middle East only really became Muslim around 700, 800 years ago.
Yeah, it's like Europe in 800 years.
Mhm.
Or now.
In 800 years from
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Or in a couple of years.
Inshallah. That's all I can say. Yeah, no, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And this Arabization of our whole culture, of whole land, like, when I look at how Americans treat the Middle East, how Westerners treat the Middle East, it's like, oh, it's all Arab land. It's all the Arab countries. I'm like, Shu Arab. What Arab are we talking about,
Yeah.
brother? What a part of Iraq is Arab?
Yeah.
As the ancient Mesopotamians, as the ancient Sumerians, as the ancient Akkadians, as the birthplace of civilization. My grandpa and grandma grew up swimming in the Tigris and Euphrates River. I have an amazing picture I can send you of my grandpa swimming in the river.
Please do.
And somehow we're just all passed off as Arabs.
Yeah.
I'm an Arab Jew. What Arab Jew? Shu Arab Jew. What does that even mean, an Arab Jew? I'm a Jew who existed 2,000 years before the advent of Arabs or Islam.
Yeah.
And somehow everyone in the region, the Assyrians, the Copts, the Kurdish, the Mandeans, everyone just gets called an Arab.
It's like, force. That's the power of force.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Might makes right. Because it's like, okay, we own the army now. You have no more freedom.
Yeah.
Well, look at the history of the Crusades. This war between Christians, Islam, and Jews goes back about 2,000 years, right? They've been warring in that region.
Jews never had any weapons, really.
But I'm just
saying. They were the guerrilla fighters.
There's been a fight for Jerusalem for thousands of years that includes even before the advent of Islam, because that was around 400. Muhammad was 300 or 400 AD, right?
Yeah.
400 years after
century.
Jesus, 400 or 500 years after Jesus. So when I see Candace or Tucker, and these are people I admire more than you do, you're mad. I'm
mad at them. I'm not mad at them. I'm like Torah's mad at them.
Well, let's understand
because they're twisting Torah, and you cannot do that.
Well, I just don't understand how you can pretend that region, the history of the Jews in that region, doesn't exist when it's historically
because
understood.
They're part of the process of like right now they're in the process, the left, of erasing women's rights and erasing women.
Yeah, they've been doing it since
as
the
a
60s.
Sex,
right?
A biological reality, because they live in that fucking philosophical bullshit world that has nothing to do with reality. And, they'll take it as far as they can for fundraising purposes, because all bullshit, and it's just to line their pockets and use people as lab rats for their fake experiments that they get government money to run on captive populations, hence Gaza. That's fucking a UN, what do you call those things? Petri dish, where they can do experiments on children to turn them into fucking assassins. That's what they're fucking running there for their goddamn NGOs and shit.
You look at the money trail, and it all leads back to the UN.
Every bit of it.
Every single bit of it.
That's the Satan. That motherfucker is Satan.
Absolutely. Yeah. They are the most immoral organization on our planet at the moment.
That's the Nazi world order.
Somebody was telling me the other day in Miami, if an alien were to come to planet Earth right now, I'm sure this has been a popular saying.
Well, I'm an alien.
Assalamu alaikum.
So what if an alien?
If an alien were to come to Earth right now, and they were to look for the main problem in humanity, and they were to look at the UN, which would be like the governing body in the world right now that gives you authority to say what are the problems on planet Earth, they would undoubtedly look at the Earth and say the biggest problem on planet Earth right now is Israel and the Jews, according to the UN. The UN has had more resolutions against Israel since its inception than any other country combined. That's insane.
Right.
I only found that out recently. I mean, I knew it was bad.
Talk about a fucking scapegoat. I mean, it is a scapegoat because all of them, they have no women's rights. Hello?
Iran.
They have no fucking Jews. Hello? Then they yap about apartheid. And what the fuck are you talking about, you goddamn devils? You think you're going to hold up a mirror and we're going to fucking not see you? I mean, it's a reversal. It's a magic spell. It's a dirty black magic, Babylonian magic spell, and it's going to fall today. I see you. I know you're Nazis. I know you call yourself religions, but you ain't no fucking religions. And God sees you too, and it's Shabbat. God, go get 'em, honey. Amen.
There's the title of this episode.
God,
Can
go
I-
get him, honey.
Can I ask you a question, Tal?
Amen.
That needs to be a bumper sticker.
No.
God, go get him, honey.
T-shirt.
Amen. You gotta say amen.
Amen.
Tal, I have to ask you a question because you were here before. You were talking about the problem, the mistake that we as American Jews are making in the culture war. Can you talk
One
about
thing
that
I
more?
want to say, I know I never let anyone talk, but I'm an old Jewish woman. I have the right.
I'll
I'm
ask you later.
72. Shut up, both of you.
It's very important.
Listen, American Jews, what they've done since 67 is help to make every Arab state Judenrein, you dirty bastards. And you've waged a war on brown Jews in the Middle East, you dirty, stupid bastards. Okay, it's your turn.
Oh my God. Okay, so a few things.
Yep.
One,
We have to win this culture war, so we have to.
We're
figure
doing
this
it
out.
today. We're
we're
winning.
doing it today.
Yeah.
This is what we're here to do.
Yes. So
American Jews, I would say, have had the better part of 100 years in this country to establish a name for ourselves.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I from a certain element, my parents who came here from Israel to live here, they also are part of this problem because they didn't even realize this was a problem happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were too oblivious to what was going on.
Yeah.
But when you look and you ask the average American, what is a Jew? They will tell you, one, a white person. They'll be like, Jews are white.
Yeah.
Two, they'll see a caricature of Jerry Seinfeld eating smoked salmon, bagel, and cream cheese in New York City and a Hanukkah menorah. And no shade at Jerry Seinfeld. He's great.
He is great.
But that shouldn't be our caricature.
Right.
We're a diverse
Although
one.
he was 40 and dated a 17-year-old.
yeah. So that
Continue.
That works with the Jew.
He said it was okay because she was Syrian and he was Syrian. Continue.
And she had massive.
All right.
Okay. She had big.
No
tosses.
shade at
Huge.
Jerry
Shoshana.
Seinfeld. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But what I would say is like that it's shameful that this is what we've boiled down to. Our diversity, not there. When I look at growing up as a kid in America and looking at like Jewish media, the brownest Jew I could find is Jeff Goldblum with a tan. And while I love Jeff Goldblum, like I really love Jeff Goldblum, there's no representation of Mizrahi Jews
Right.
at
Mhm.
all.
What's a Mizrahi Jew for people who don't know?
So a Mizrahi Jew are the Jews, basically Mizrahi in Hebrew it means of the East, the Eastern Jews. So it's any of the Jews, kind of Moroccan Jews got roped into this too, but anybody from North Africa, all the way east, and it kind of stops around Iran, Afghanistan, that area.
I have North African DNA.
Yeah, a lot of Jews do actually.
Yes.
That's the Sephardi DNA
I'm
in there.
Sephardi, yeah.
So Sephardi, we have like 3 groups or 4 groups of Jews really, which is Ashkenazi, which are the ones who the diaspora from Europe or the European area, and you have Sephardi, which are the southern Mediterranean, sort of Spain, Portugal, some of Italy, some of Greece. These are no Sephardi, Sephard being Spanish, Sephardi. Mizrahi would be like some of the ones from North Africa and all the ones from the Middle East,
Okay.
stopping at about India, China. That's when you have like your different distinct groups of Indian Jews, Chinese groups,
Right.
and then you have the Afro-Jewish diaspora, which to me is the most fascinating.
Ethiopian.
Jews from Djibouti, Jews from Eritrea, Jews from Ethiopia, some Jews from Somalia, Sudan. Incredible groups of Jewish people who existed in Africa for a long time.
Right. So
who
there's
are-
Jews outside of the Jeffrey Epstein type, right?
Absolutely.
They don't understand
Yeah,
this.
they-
And
talk
it's
They
about
sad that
this
it
a lot.
boils down to just that because I really
Mhm.
feel like I've been pushing this message for a while now, and I feel
Yeah.
like I'm just being ignored
You are.
because it's so inconvenient to people to have to acknowledge that.
Absolutely.
Like I want to tell you guys a story of my grandpa real quick because this will really blow your mind.
And show
Okay.
show your hat, white Jews.
My hat,
It says white colonizer.
my hat says
I
white
said that
colonizer.
on
Yeah.
the beginning.
I love it. Anyway, go on.
Because since October 7th, people have unironically been calling me a white colonizing Nazi. Like, what the fuck do you mean Nazi? My grandparents were kicked out of Iraq by actual fucking Nazis.
Right.
What do you mean Nazi?
Yeah.
So now I own it. I just fucking wear it around. My grandfather, Ezra Shemesh, rest in peace. He was my favorite person in my family. Besides my mom, he was the person I was the most connected to. He was my role model in life.
Right, Mom, remember Crowd Health, that really cool idea we talked about with the
Yeah.
insurance companies where it's like people put in their own money and you can have access. I was reading this story about, because we told people to research it. I was reading a story about a guy that got shot and it was bear hunting or something. I don't remember all the details, but basically he racked up a $1 million medical bill.
Uh-huh.
but he was a member of Crowd Health. So
Uh-huh.
because he was paying into that, instead of getting hit $1 million like anyone else, even with someone with insurance would have been hit, Crowd Health got his bill down to $250,000, and then he paid his deductible, and the rest was paid for by Crowd Health. So basically saved him nearly $1 million. Same medical treatment. It's a really cool idea. It's basically
it's a new idea.
Yeah, will you move your mic
Yeah.
up a little? Just a little.
Move it a little up like this.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it's a new idea. So for $195 a month for an individual, or what is it, $640 a month for a family of 4 or more,
Competitive.
members of Crowd Health get access to a community of people who are willing to help each other deal with unexpected medical bills. They get access to telemedicine visits, discounted prescriptions, and so much more without insurance networks getting in the way. Get started today for just $99 per month for your first 3 months by using the code RB at joincrowdhealth.com. Mandatory disclaimer: Crowd Health is not insurance. Learn more at joincrowdhealth.com. That's joincrowdhealth.com, and use the code RB.
He was born in Baghdad in the 30s, and he was raised in a society of Jews known as the Baghdadi Jews. The Baghdadi Jews are one of the most ancient Jewish groups in the Middle East. The belief is that these Jews came out of the destruction of the first temple when the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar destroyed the Beit HaMikdash, the temple, and casted them out to Babylon. And we know the famous Bob Marley song, "On the River of Babylon, by the River of Babylon we wept." This is literally the story of my grandpa. That's the story of my grandpa's family. And we could literally trace it back because, one, all these Babylonian Jews or these Baghdadi Jews, a lot of them where you find them around the world, they all have this lighter tone to their skin. My grandma, she's completely brown, but she came from the eastern part of Iraq, from Basra, and then from some parts of Kurdistan. So we know she's not like the original Jew that came out of that diaspora. But this group of Baghdadi Jews, they have this ancient story of living in Galut, living in the diaspora for 2,000 years. And before my grandpa's biggest brother passed away just earlier last year, I asked him, I went to interview him in Israel in his retirement home. And I asked him, I was like, what's the story of our family? Like, what do you actually believe about us? Who are we? What's our legacy? And he told me, for 2,000 years, we sat in Babylon and we prayed every single year, next year in Jerusalem. Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim.
We all did.
We all did. And I asked him, I have no way to quantify this. How do you know? He said, every single holiday, every single Shabbat, we always prayed. We always waited to go back home. And I said, well, if things were different in Iraq today, given the opportunity, would you go back? If there was peace, if you could live there happily, whatever it would be? He said, absolutely not. I said, why? Because I'm a Zionist. Because I believe in us existing here. I believe that this is our home. You know, we had a life in Iraq, but that was taken away from us. It was robbed from us. And it gave us the wake-up call, the same way that October 7th gave us a wake-up call. A lot of us a wake-up call of what does it actually mean to be a Jew? What do we want to do with this energy of being attacked? And he said, our energy, our path was to go back to Israel, to reunite with Am Yisrael, to be back in the place where we actually came from. Because we know we're not Iraqi. We're not Arab Jews. We're not Babylonian.
We're not European.
We're not European. We're Israelites. We're not Ethiopian either, by the way. Because in Ethiopia, the Ethiopian Jews, they have a different name, Falash Mura. That's what they used to call them. Falash Mura literally means, from the Christian perspective, it means the intruder or the stranger, somebody from a different land. So even for us, like the untrained eye sitting here, you would look at an Ethiopian Jew and you would look at a Christian Jew. Maybe we would have a hard time telling the difference. Genetically, we'd be like, well, they kind of look similar. And that may be a racist thing to say, and I'm sorry, but that's, for the untrained eye, we would look at them and be like, what's the difference?
Right.
But even they went through the effort to make that difference, to call them a different name, to call them Falash Mura, which is deeply offensive. I mean, if you're part of this country, it's the same thing the Syrian Jews. My friend Abraham Hammer, who I was telling you about earlier, a Jew born in Damascus, when he was a kid, they used to call him Musawi, which means the people of Moses. They would make that distinction. They'd put it on their ID.
Wow.
Wow.
To make sure that they know they're not Syrians for real. They're Musawi, the people of Moses. Different, not like us.
They put that in the driver's license?
On their
Well,
IDs.
Do you think it's
Alright, sorry.
because we have a different God?
You know, I only recently went down this rabbit hole that Allah might be a different God. Actually, it was Christians in the Middle East who reached out to me to let me know, like, Allah is not the same God as the God of the Christians and the God of the Jews.
I've never heard that. I thought it was the
I didn't
same.
hear about it either. So I always, well, I would start with saying this. We've been trained for some reason in Jewish circles that we're way more connected to Muslims than we are to Christians. And I think that's a load of horseshit. Because I appreciate Muslims for my brothers and sisters who are Muslim, who
Mhm.
support Israel and love Israel, and I love them back,
And that's 51% of them.
of Muslims.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I would tend to agree with you. It might even actually be higher, but they're so oppressed that they just can't speak out.
I broke it down as 51% love us, 30% who they think we're irrelevant to their
Indifferent.
lives.
Yeah.
So they don't love or hate us. And 20% hates our guts.
But that 20% is still a couple 100 million people. And that's
Yeah.
scary. It's a real problem.
But it's a minority.
Yeah. But it's regardless though, if it's a minority or not, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a huge problem.
Yeah, well, 250 million is
Yeah.
a
And then
problem.
the ones that you say that they're irrelevant to our lives, the problem with that population of Muslims, in my opinion, is that they're willing to turn a blind eye.
Turn a blind eye.
So then that pool actually becomes bigger, because if
Yeah.
we were to be rounded up in concentration camps by Muslims,
Uh-huh.
they would just kind of turn a blind eye to it.
Mhm.
And that's just as immoral as doing it yourself.
I
But
agree.
but Torah says that's every population. Jews, it's the same. 51% of Jews love Jews.
Mhm.
30% of Jews go, I'm not really a Jew. I don't really care what happens in Israel. And 20% hate the Jews.
Yeah. I can see that.
But what's the difference?
Of what?
You know the difference
I
between
do.
us and them? The major difference between us and them is no matter if we...
Who's them? The
all
20%?
the other, yeah, whether it's the Muslims or the Christians or Buddhists or Hindus, the difference is with us, whether you are a Jew who hates Jewish people or a Jew who loves Jewish people or a Jew who doesn't care, that they'll still kill you based on the fact that you're a Jew,
Right.
regardless if you believe in God or not. This is the one thing I try to push.
Not always.
Unless you're Erev Rav or
You mean like unless you sort of bend the knee?
like Soros.
Unless you are useful to them.
But then you lose the fabric of being a Jew.
Yeah. And then I think you deserve to be excommunicated from the body of Judaism because you're a traitor.
But I'm talking about the average Jew.
Well, I'm talking about, I shouldn't say their name because they should be blotted out. But there are some. They don't kill them all.
Yeah.
Some of the Nazis had Jewish blood.
This is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're right.
Were you saying you feel
In fact, the worst enemy of the Jews are
Jews?
Jews of mixed blood.
I actually agree that Jews...
Like I told Joe Rogan, we did a breakdown of his parentage and where he comes from. He comes from a city that's very heavily Jewish and has always been. I go, you might have some blood, bro. And because I find that people who have Jewish DNA or RNA or genetic memory or whatever you want to call it, like Dave Smith, they are often the biggest anti-Semites. And they often entertain they are often the devil's advocate types. It's an inborn self-hatred, which is why, when you open up that door, you look at the people who open up that door of anti-Semitism, look at it. It's people like Norman Finkelstein.
Oh, God.
It's always that professorial class that turns on us.
Yeah.
Well, every group has that.
Every group. It's not, like I
You
said,
think
it's
Candace
not...
and Tucker have Jewish blood in them somewhere?
They must, or they wouldn't be such horrible Jew haters.
Should we change Joe's name to Joseph Rogenstein?
Well, I always do that. Like I call
Roganovich?
him Mel Gibstein. I'd always do that because it's like, that's part of what's wrong with Jews is internalized self-hatred.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with that more.
And that's the war.
Yeah.
That's the war of that we have to win.
We are really, a lot of times we are our own worst enemy.
Yeah, we always are.
We always are like, we always put a foot for ourselves to trip over.
Yeah. And we always run to turn each other in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't wait to fucking do that. Like that Jewish group, if not now or whatever the hell it's called.
JVP, the Jewish Voices for Peace.
All them assholes.
Did you see their
None
their
of them have
Seder?
a Jewish mother, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Did you see their Seder? Their Free Gaza Passover Seder?
Oy vey, I can imagine. We all had that one asshole at Seder. It was our sister's kid who was so closeted.
Yeah.
That's part of why I did gay shows, because I'm like, I can't deal with closeted gays in one more minute. So I said, I'm going to free them. And that might have been a mistake.
Yeah, good job.
But anyway, because some people in the closet are just assholes.
Mm.
That's the reality. Some people are just assholes.
In the Jewish closet?
Whether gay, straight,
closet.
trans,
Gay
or what,
closet.
they're just a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Jews are like that. Christians, some people are just assholes.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't remember what I was saying.
You were talking about how we feel closer to Muslims as Jews, but I assume you were going to say, in actuality, we're probably closer to Christians. Is that what you were going to say?
So I
'Cause I feel
recently, yeah, that's where I was going. Like I recently
agree.
had the opportunity. I went on sort of like a Christian rabbit hole when I was in Israel during the war.
Yeah.
And one thing I did, which really bound me closer to Christians, was during the peak of the war when rockets were being fired towards the north, I took a donkey, me and another Jewish friend of mine. We took 3 donkeys and we walked in the path of Jesus from Nazareth
I
to
did
the
that
Sea of
too.
Galilee for 5 days in the nature.
I did that
Wow.
too.
We slept out, we camped. It was amazing.
Oh, wow.
We got to meet like travelers on the road. We got to interact with people along the way. And I put together a video on my YouTube channel where I was basically showing Christians how very much Jewish the origins of Christianity was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how Jesus would have like very much so like me. He would have bathed in the mikveh in this random spring. He would have put on tefillin every morning like a good Jewish boy.
He
Yeah,
was
'cause he was a
biblical
rabbi.
student. Yeah.
And you know, as growing up as a Jew, especially in America, you sometimes don't have like this good image of Christians because of all the trauma.
Yeah.
And you kind of disconnect from Jesus completely. And I'm not saying I take Jesus as any religiously. I don't believe in him like as a Messiah for me. I don't pray to him. I don't pray with him. But I believe he exists, or I believe he existed. And I really have come to appreciate his story and how much he's connected people to Judaism and to Israel. And it's not always been in the best circumstances. And there is some stuff in the New Testament that's very discriminatory against Jews. And that's a problem.
But that can be lost in translation. I
lost
always
in
say,
translation, right?
I said it a few weeks ago. Jesus was the Elvis of Jews. I think he's the greatest Jew of all time, in my opinion. I love Jesus. I love what he taught, from my understanding.
Well, the Baba Sali was pretty awesome too.
What's the
Oh,
Baba
yeah.
Sali? I don't know
He's
what
an
that is.
ancient rabbi. There's so many. There's Isaac Luria, who's a Kabbalist from
Oh,
Tzfat.
yes.
He's
Yeah,
amazing.
she knows all about him.
Well,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay, well, he's
We'll
he's
talk
the
about
Beatles
that
then.
another
There's
time.
4 of them.
He was great.
He's Paul.
He was great.
No, I love Jesus, and I do feel closer to Christians than Muslims, 100%.
Yeah.
I talk about it all the time, and I think that's probably, especially as an
You know what?
American, that's
I
more
like
normal.
decent fucking people, no matter what they believe
Of
in their
course.
mind and their heart. It's what they do that counts. To me.
But we have a duty.
Yeah.
In my opinion, we have a duty to really connect Christians back to Judaism.
I agree.
I believe that.
Not to
too.
being Jews. I don't need you to be a Jew.
No,
If you
I
believe
don't.
in Christ as your savior,
Cool, bro.
Baruch Hashem, enjoy yourself. Like
Yeah, he's a
I'm-
cool dude.
he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
But when I went to Jerusalem recently, I connected with this Messianic church.
Yeah.
I was trying to uncover the Christians of the old city, and there are Messianic Jews who have their own. They have like a synagogue church in the old city, and they were teaching me about the origins of Christianity. Something that I never connected in my brain is, first of all, like all the early adopters of Christianity were Jews because
Yeah,
it
of
course.
wasn't a religion. It was just Judaism with a belief in a new Messiah.
Yeah.
So much so that there was archaeological evidence found in Italy of churches, the first churches that had an entrance for Jews and an entrance for Gentiles.
Right.
Which is crazy because it means that really the earliest adopters of this religion
We're Jews.
were Jewish people.
Yeah.
Of course they were.
And so we're always bound to this belief that Muslims are somehow closer to us because they don't use human iconography, they don't put Jesus on a cross in their mosques and stuff. But in reality, just Christianity in the West has really lost, I think it's kind of gone very far from Israel and its core of Judaism.
Well, it depends. Because there
Depends
are
where,
Christians that
depends
are
what-
more Jewish than
Yeah.
us.
Like evangelicals, I think, do a really good job at
Yeah.
starting to connect back to Israel.
Yeah, that's a good thing that they do that.
Yeah.
No, I love
But
Christians.
Torah says they'll all come back to source when Mashiach comes.
Yeah.
Because my rabbi says that, both of those religions were started by disaffected Jewish guys.
Pretty much.
They
Yeah.
were. No, but every religion is kind of a spin-off, if you think about it. It's a
Of
spin-off.
Judaism.
Well, they're disaffected from whatever religion they come from.
They all come
Lutheran,
from
Protestant
Judaism.
is from Catholic.
Everything comes from Judaism.
I can even tell you from a personal perspective, like I kind of have I don't want to say a problem with rabbinical Judaism, but
I have a problem with it.
I do.
so we probably vibe on this wavelength.
Yeah.
Like I have a hard time with the organized Jewish religion we have
Mhm.
today.
Me too.
Yeah, in
And-
America especially.
In America specifically. And the further I get away from it, I've sort of been building Judaism back for myself.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Like I want my connection with Hashem to be my connection with
That's
Hashem.
right.
And not somebody telling me how it should be and what rules in this. I believe in the rules that we should have in the religion, but I don't want somebody to tell me exactly how I need to
You
pray.
sound like Jesus.
So from a certain perspective, I kind of started understanding where Jesus was coming from.
No, he's badass.
But again, I don't believe in him as a religious
But
figure.
you don't have to believe him as the Messiah to realize he was badass and a rebel and taking on the Pharisees, and everything he said was completely true. Even as a Jew, you have to give him his props that he stood up to corruption within the temple. And that was, in my opinion, that was cool. It was rock and roll.
Did you know that was a currency war?
What, the war with Jesus in the temple?
Yeah, where he overturned the tables.
No, I didn't know that.
I know everything about it, and I've been teaching it for a really long time. But it's horrifying at the brainwashing people are under, and they don't want to hear anything new.
Well, tell us. It wasn't that he was upset that they were selling trinkets in the temple? Because that's what
He
I've
was
been taught.
pissed off that they were foisting Roman currency on the Jews. He was a warrior for Jews against Roman occupation, like we would be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that fucking Roman coins out of here. Why are you doing that? Don't you
wow.
see it's to take over our temple?
I'd never heard
And why
that.
are you even selling coins in here? They already got you.
I've never heard that, but
Same.
that seems very plausible.
It's a whole bunch of stuff you don't even know.
Well,
And
let's
it
do it
is
here.
about, huh?
Do it here.
Well, he was a student of Rabbi Akiva.
Mm.
He had 24,000 students, and most of them got fed to the lions.
Mhm.
That's who they was feeding to the lions.
Yeah.
Rabbinical students. And, Rabbi Akiva picked 3 students to lead the revolution against Rome. It was Rabbi Shimon Bar Chochma, and he was a military genius. And that story is unbelievable. That ended at Masada.
I actually have something here that I want to show you.
Oh my God,
Please
I want
show
you
it
to show
in
me. I'll
relation-
just tell
let's do
these
it.
3
Okay,
things.
Go
ahead,
for it.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the other one was Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the greatest Jew ever.
Mm.
And the other one was, his name, they say Jesus, which means the Zeus in Roman.
I never heard that. Joshua?
And
Joshua.
Joshua.
it was Yehoshua. And, but some say it's another name, and I believe it's another name. I believe his name was Yehuda.
Hmm.
And him and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai were best of friends. And anyway, cut to, what was it about? It was about saving the teachings of Rabbi Akiva and Hillel from Roman destruction, because they threw out most of, they rewrote it.
The Council of Nicaea.
Yes. So that's what it's about. Okay, now tell me what you're going to tell me.
So
We have to go back
you
to
were
that.
you were speaking about the Barofa Revolts.
Uh-huh.
This right here, I want you to hold this, Roseanne. I want you to, and I'll send you a picture.
I want you to hold it up by the mic because you're focused on your
First, I'm
face.
going to contain it.
So that's a 2,100-year-old coin.
Wow.
I'll give you the backstory of how I.
Can you hold that up for the camera, Mom, by your mic?
Then I just
Yeah,
look
when
at
you're
it
ready. Take your
myself.
time. Explain why she's looking at it.
So last year, I was invited by the city of David to go underground in Jerusalem to a part of the city of David that they don't give access to everybody to.
I bet I went
Congrats.
there too.
Yeah, it's like basically it's a big tunnel from the pool of Siloam, from King David's temple, or for King David's palace, all the way to the Temple Mount. And deep underground, you go through all these layers. There was this box sitting on the ground, a glass box. And I always find this funny because we Jews are so obsessed with proving our indigeneity to Israel. Like they found this artifact and just put a box over it and like nobody touch it.
Yeah, exactly.
But basically this box contained this coin, which is known as either the Masada coin,
Wow.
the Barofa Revolt
How
coin.
did you get that?
I have a dealer in Jerusalem. I can hook you guys up if you want some as
Oh,
well.
yes, please.
And basically the coin has two things on it. One part of it has a Judean grape leaf, if you can see that, Roseanne.
I do.
I thought it was a pot leaf when I first
So that's a
looked at it.
Judean grape leaf. That's one of the 7 minim, the 7 species that we have tended to for our whole time in Israel, amongst figs, grapes, pomegranates. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but the 7 species that
I have
Jewish
those
people.
tiles in Hawaii on my wall.
I thought you were putting it in the ashtray. I almost panicked. Sorry.
Psycho.
And then the other side of the coin has a Judean wine vessel.
I saw. Yeah.
So that's something that we used to use. We'll use it in Passover, use it in Rosh Hashanah. And the most interesting
I have
part.
wine from Israel made from reconstituted 2,000-year-old Judean
Is
grapes.
it good? I've
I
heard
haven't
about
opened
this.
it yet.
Oh, I've heard about this. I actually met people who tend to that farm in the West Bank in the Judea and Samaria. And I didn't know they were actually
Open
in
it, tell
production.
Hannah to open it.
Did we
We'll
get
take
it
a
for
taste.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So on the most interesting part of this coin is what says in it in Paleo Hebrew.
What do it say?
Let me tell you something. Getting older is inevitable if you're lucky. And if there's one thing that I'm not going to do, it's sit around drinking garbage coffee while my cells age faster than our national debt. That's why I started drinking 1775's anti-aging coffee. Yeah, anti-aging. It's their same bold, dark roast that I love, but now it's infused with CAAKG, a compound shown to support cellular health and actually help reduce your biological age. In plain English, you will look younger than a Democrat baby blood drinking donor. It's safe and it's lab tested, and they even are rolling out biological age tests so that you can actually see the difference. You can get it right now in their longevity bundle, which is on sale for $90. Normally, it's over $250. You get 2 bags of anti-aging coffee, a rare Peabody roast, which is the best, and some limited edition merchandise that doesn't look like it was designed by woke interns. If you care about your health, your mornings, and not aging like a banana in the sun, this is the coffee you want. Go to 1775coffee.com/Roseanne and grab the longevity bundle while it's still in stock.
Hey, look, Ma. Look, Han, Mom's been drinking this coffee. Look how young doesn't she look like you?
So on one side of the coin it says Shnat Shtaim in Hebrew. Shnat Shtaim demarcates the second year of the Roman occupation of Jerusalem. When the Romans were occupying Jerusalem, people don't know that they treated us the same way the Nazis did, the same way the Hamas treated us on October 7th. The Romans pillaged us, they raped us. Jews were hiding in tunnels like rats in the sewer systems of the old city. They were embarrassed, they were pillaged, they were the worst. They were in the worst condition possible. I mean, we know the story of Masada and how the Romans forced this population to maybe commit suicide. I mean, that's
7 years they build a ramp.
Yeah. So that's what it says on one side of the coin. But the other side of the coin, for all the pro-Palestinians who say Zionism is a European creation, that side with the grape leaf, I want you to look at that. It says Lecherut Zion in Hebrew, which means freedom to Zion.
Wow.
The original free Palestine is right there on that coin.
Yeah.
Our ancient ancestors in Jerusalem, without me and Roseanne having to do any lies, no Qatari money, no Russian money, no bullshit propaganda.
Yeah.
My fucking ancestors 2,100 years ago left me a sign in the ground.
Yeah.
Our ancestors left us a sign in the ground to show us proof that we wanted Zion back.
Yeah.
That we wanted Zion back in our control and our self-determination.
Yeah.
Right. Well, God was the first Zionist because he said, you're going to leave Egypt and go to Zion, which is Jerusalem. So, you know, the devil worshippers don't like Torah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they don't like archaeology either.
They don't like our God. What they've done, what they've destroyed with their bulldozers. Oh my God!
Can I blow your mind again with
Please
another coin?
blow my mind more.
And send me images of this, please.
You'll get images of all this stuff.
I'm going to leave them right.
Okay, I want you to hold this coin now because this coin, in my opinion, that coin is amazing.
Yeah.
But this coin really breaks the whole narrative shift of the Arabs and the Arab
Sorry,
world.
it's a
Don't give it away yet.
okay.
So 2 sides to the coin. This coin is from the Umayyad Caliphate, the first Arab caliphate after the death of the Prophet Muhammad, when the Arabs were going out and conquesting and pillaging the Middle East and converting everybody to
Force
Islam,
converting.
force
they do that?
converting.
I didn't know they did that.
Oh yeah,
I'm
all,
joking.
all I
Colonizers.
couldn't
I
tell
thought
the
it was a
sarcasm.
religion of peace.
Yeah.
Well, not so much for my people, I would say, not so much
Yeah.
for the people in the Middle
Well,
East.
peace means no
I
Jews.
thought Jews were the colonizers. That's crazy. Okay. So
Okay,
anyway,
go.
continue.
Okay, so tell us more.
So, as they were conquesting the Middle East, and conquering Morocco and Iran and Iraq and Syria and Lebanon, they came to Israel, which was named at the time Palestine by the Romans.
Mhm.
They renamed it Palestine.
Mhm.
And when they conquered Jerusalem and they conquered the Temple Mount, they minted currency. Muslims, like Jews, are not allowed to use iconography of human beings. So they would never use iconography of anything. They only have to use iconography of an inanimate object. On one side of that coin, on the back, it says Muhammad Rasul Allah, which in Arabic means Muhammad is God's prophet. And on the other side of the coin, surrounding that iconography, it says La ilaha illallah, which means there's no God but God himself. So we know this is very much a Muslim coin.
Yes.
It's not a Jewish coin. It's not Zionist propaganda.
Right.
The Muslims left this in the ground for us. But in the middle of that coin, what does that look like? Can you tell me? You see that design?
Yeah.
Small. I couldn't.
It's the help me.
It's a 5-branched
blanking.
menorah.
Yeah.
It's a menorah,
It's a
like a
menorah.
I saw
Hanukkah
it.
menorah.
Uh-huh.
It is the design of the only group of people who have ever used that iconography to represent themselves have been the Jewish people.
It's the
Some
Temple
minor
Manora.
Christian groups, but
It's the Temple Manora.
it is the Temple Menorah. And why? Because you have to ask yourself a question
Yeah,
in the
why would they
pro-Palestine
put that?
narrative.
Yeah.
Why would they put that? They didn't even conquer Jerusalem from the Jewish people. They conquered Jerusalem from the Byzantines, who conquered it from the Romans,
Right.
who conquered it from the Hashmonaim. So they had 3 different times that passed between when they conquered it, and the Muslims still felt the need to call back to the Jewish people because they knew even 1500
Well, they
years
knew
ago.
Muhammad was a Jew.
They also knew that it wasn't Muslim land.
Yes, they did.
They knew that this wasn't the land
Well,
of
the
Muhammad.
Quran says it belongs to the people of Moses.
To the people of Moses, to the people of the Torah, the people of the book. It says Bnei Israel countless times. I just read the Quran recently.
Hmm.
It says it countless times. That coin right there breaks the whole bullshit pro-Palestine narrative. I always ask them, okay, if Jerusalem is so Islamic, why the fuck is there a menorah on this coin?
Yeah. What do they say?
Why did you sign it with Muhammad Rasul Allah and then put a menorah on the coin?
What do they say?
They don't say. They say it's Zionist propaganda.
Well, all of that,
From
all of
1500
that,
years
all
ago,
of
they
the
buried
Qatari propaganda is in fact Muslim Brotherhood propaganda, and
Absolutely.
Hitler founded the Muslim Brotherhood with the Mufti of Jerusalem. So that just explains it. That's what they won't let be said, and I think that's why I lost my job, because I said Muslim Brotherhood,
I think so
because
too.
that is the veil over America.
Well, I always say this: you can talk about Jews and Zionists all day long. Go on Instagram, Jews, the Jews, Joos. How many people call out the Muslim Brotherhood? People are afraid to. And the old saying is, if you ever want to know who controls you, think about who you can't make fun of, who you can't comment on. You can talk about Jews all day long. Nobody talks about the
So
Muslim
I
Brotherhood.
say
She did
just
once and lost her
substitute
show.
the word
Crazy.
Jew.
So who's in charge?
Just substitute when you hear people talking about the Jews, substitute those 2 words that I said.
Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah,
I find it crazy
that's
too.
every professor on every campus in America. That's the DOJ and the State Department. That's everything Obama. He's the head of it. Valerie Jarrett.
Mohammed Hussein or Obama, Barack Hussein Obama.
Barack Hussein.
Hussein.
Yeah.
I
America
find,
fell for that one, didn't
With Valerie Jarrett,
Yeah,
his
big
brain,
time.
his Karl Rove was.
I mean, I was a child, but I was also excited to see my first black president. I was excited. I'm not gonna lie.
I voted for him twice. I'm not gonna.
I couldn't vote at the time, but I was excited as a kid.
I was too. I cried.
But-
I was so happy.
But when I learned about him as an adult, I was like, well, damn, we got played.
Yeah.
I cried when he won, because I was like, all the little black kids that are looking up to that and are going to be so disappointed.
The black people in America woke up to Obama's bullshit.
Well,
Second
they
one.
did
say-
when he drank the fake water.
At Flint, Michigan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, black people in the U.S. when I speak to African Americans, nobody fucking likes Obama.
No,
Nobody
No.
likes Obama.
no. They like
Thank
Trump.
God
though.
he was married to Michelle, the most offensive person in America, and she turned everyone off with her school lunch made of fried turds for the kids.
You didn't like the fried turds?
Anyway, continue to blow my mind.
You want to see something else amazing?
Mhm.
All right. These are 2 coins I traveled with around the world for 10 years.
Oh my
Mostly I
God.
would use these coins because I'd have random European backpackers always question me on how I'm stealing Palestinians' lands when I was
Yeah.
in different hostels and stuff, and I needed something to combat it. This coin is from the British Mandate of Palestine. When the
This
British,
one?
both
Yeah.
of them,
Okay.
they're from 2 different periods. One's from 1927, one's from 1946. So 2 years before the creation of the State of Israel, and one's almost 100 years old.
Mhm.
It will be 100 years old in 2 years.
Wow.
I use these coins because they have kind of like this eternal symbol of proof of Israel in the modern day. People always like to say that before Israel was created and brought into inception, that the land was always referred to as Palestine. Colloquially, everybody just knew it as Palestine.
Right.
And
Well, Palestine is a Roman word that means Philistine,
correct,
and it was to humiliate the Jews by naming it after their enemies.
correct,
Yes.
correct. Absolutely. That's how you ended up with the province of Syria, Palestina, and then that's how you end up with the word Palestine by the Arabs. And on that coin right there, and yeah, while they're not wrong, like the region used to be called Palestine colloquially,
Yeah.
and on documents on official terms, it would always be called Palestine for sure
Yeah.
for a long time. But they always ignore the fact that something else came along that always. The British recognized it, the Ottomans recognized it, the Arabs recognized it, as I just showed you with a fucking menorah on a 1500-year-old coin. But this coin right here, you can see it says Palestine in 3
Mhm.
languages. It says it in English, it says Palestine. In Arabic, it says Palestine. In Hebrew, it says Palestina. But do you see, Roseanne, where it says Hebrew?
Mhm.
There's a parentheses right next to it. You see that parentheses? Can you read Hebrew?
I can read letters, but yeah.
Can you
Slowly.
recognize after the word Palestina what it says in parentheses?
It's pretty
No.
small. You have to
It's
tell
pretty
it.
small.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's
Yeah,
the
now
Hebrew
you can-
letters of Aleph and Yud
Oh, that's good.
in a small parentheses right after the word Palestina. And you'll find this on post stamps. You'll find this on land purchase documents from the British Mandate of
Yeah.
Palestine.
I've seen that.
What's
And
that mean?
Aleph Yud stands for Eretz Israel,
That's right.
the land of Israel. And this appears even on tabo, which are land documents from the Ottomans from 400 years ago. Because there was
Yes.
never a
I
period
see
of
it
time in
now. I see
history
it. Uh-huh.
where people didn't recognize this land as Eretz
Yes.
Israel.
Mhm.
Ever in history of the
Ever.
planet.
I see it.
Do
And-
they think? I'm sorry to cut you off. Do they
No, no.
think the Old Testament is just bullshit, or is that Jewish
They say
propaganda?
they believe it.
What? Because they
Well,
mention Israel
the
in the Old
fact
Testament.
is that most Muslims don't like the Muslim Brotherhood either.
Right.
Mm.
Of course.
And Americans are like, Muslim Brotherhood means all the Arabs,
No.
you know?
But again,
Organized
this
crime.
thing, the Arabs,
They don't even know about Sunni and Shia and Wahhabi.
They don't know shit. They don't know about Sufis and how amazing Sufi Muslims are. They're like
Yeah.
the Kabbalists of the Arab world,
They are
they're
the
awesome.
Kabbalists.
of the Muslim world. Sorry,
That's right. Well, of the world, because they founded the Freemason.
and they're amazing. The Sufis, they're incredible people. They're the ones who built the Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
They came from Iran. They traveled to India. Now they live in Nigeria. I had a chance to sit with them in India for like 2 days straight and meditate with them and listen to their story. They're incredible people.
Yeah.
Like they are so amazing, and they do this spiritual dance
I
that they
do that. I do the
dance?
derby, yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing.
But I always fall into the wall and hurt myself.
I actually have Jewish friends who wanted to start doing the dance because they wanted to connect.
Do you want to hear something weird?
Tell me.
When I went to Israel, I did that dance with Muslims and Christians women.
Wow,
We did it 20 years ago
wow.
for peace in between us. Because
Wow.
it really is a woman's war, I think.
Mm.
But we all were sworn to never repeat it or use each other's names because it was death.
The
that
dance.
you danced with a Jew.
Mhm.
Think about that. Okay. Tell me about this one now.
Well, it's the same coin. One is from 1926 and one is from 1946. One is from 1927, one's from 1946.
Oh.
And I brought the two of them because it shows you this gap of time
I see it on
that
this.
really proves Eretz Israel was
Eretz
the term that people used. I
Which
mean,
means the land of
it
Israel.
means the land of Israel.
But why is it something that I always think deeply on is what is the threat about Jewish people going back to the land where their sacred dead are buried and farming it? What's so horrifying about that?
You know, I think from a Muslim perspective, a lot of it comes down to this idea of having a kafir, or somebody who's below you, because Arabism is supremacy,
Mhm.
and what we
Because
see
they're the chosen people.
exactly, and what we see in the Arab world today, the reason why all these countries adopted Arabic is because they said that Arabic was the supreme language. Arabic was the chosen language. It was the language of Allah. All the stories of the Old Testament that we believe, the Torah, were, according to the Muslim narrative, were written in Arabic.
Mhm.
All the early adopters of monotheism, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, Musa, Noah, they were all Muslim. Jesus Christ was a Muslim, according to the Muslim narrative. And so, for them, when you see us kafirs, coming in, trying to reclaim our land, trying to build independence and sovereignty under them or above them, they see it as a huge spite because they're supremacists.
Well, do you think that it has to do with that we allow women equal rights? That's a huge no-no.
Of course, everything we stand for kind of goes against their worldview. I mean, look, I also think the way that Israel presents itself is not the best
Yeah,
because we represent ourselves as this bastion of America in the Middle East, which is also not great for our PR there.
it's not at all.
No, and I do think we need to coax our Arab neighbors into being our friends. I think it's important.
Yeah.
Like, we should have our Arab neighbors respecting us and loving us more so even than Americans because
I think so too.
they're our neighbors and that's family. And like, people might
Well,
think
why do we let America call the shots for Israel?
that's mismanagement on Israel's part. I mean, no, you'd be a fool to look at Israel and not say like the government's a complete mess. We all
Yeah.
acknowledge it.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Well, let's talk about this. Well, show me some more stuff, though. I want to see all your stuff.
Also,
Okay.
Hannah just brought this in. This is that
Open
Jewish.
it up.
Well, do you want to open it?
Hmm
Okay.
I want him to taste it.
We're gonna drink the 2,000-year-old wine.
Yeah, we're going to taste it.
Roseanne, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
You just have to leave one of those coins here for your
No,
family.
you, no, you
Thank
don't.
you, Hannah.
I would if I didn't need to do more speaking engagements with them, but I bring these on tour when
Oh,
I
of
speak
course
to
you do.
people.
Well, I want to see the other. Well, that looks like pottery.
Sorry, continue.
Pottery.
Yeah.
What
this
is it?
This is some demonic pottery.
What is it?
So, I'll give you the backstory on it first.
Okay.
Sorry, it's
Um,
loud. All right, go ahead.
Last July, did you hear in the news about the town Majd al-Shams?
Mm-mm.
So you know about the Druze in Israel.
Yes.
For those listening who don't know what the Druze are, they're kind of an ethnic religious minority.
Hmm
They are considered Arabs. They believe in all elements of Judaism, Islam, and Christianity.
hmm
They take the prophet Jethro,
hmm
the father of Miriam,
hmm
the wife of Moses, as their like supreme prophet. And they're incredible people.
Yeah, they are.
They love Israel.
Yeah.
They love the Jews. The ones who live in Israel. And generally, they're not looking for independence. They're not looking for their own state. They just want to exist as a minority in other people's land because they believe that they want to remain a small group that's united as a family. And again, they are Arabs. That's what they call themselves. Last July, I believe it was, Hezbollah, the terrorist group, they lobbed a ballistic missile at a soccer field where 12 kids were playing.
Yeah, I heard about it.
And there was another 40 to 60 mothers, fathers, cousins, aunts surrounding this. They eviscerated. To say eviscerated, thank you, is like kind of an understatement to explain what they did. These kids were obliterated. So much so that when I arrived in Majd al-Shams a couple hours later, this was like maybe 48 hours later, I was there. There were still black ribbons on the fence of the soccer field demarcating where these children's flesh pieces landed on the fence. And I'm sorry if this is graphic, but it's
No,
important for people to
it
listen and
is
hear
important.
this.
Yeah.
And I have a real problem with this narrative that somehow the enemies of Israel, they don't target civilians and they only go for the
That's
IDF.
all they do.
These kids were Arab children. These were the innocent, pure souls of the Middle East. From the pro-Palestinian narrative, these guys were Palestinian from their narrative.
Yeah.
And they lobbed an intercontinental ballistic missile at them with no warning. You know, in Israel, in the far north, there is no time for a siren because it's so close to the Lebanese border. The rocket hits, then the siren goes off.
Yeah.
So they killed 12 children. They injured another 40 women and fathers and cousins and uncles. And when I was there, it kind of dawned upon me that I feel like this message needs to go out. If this is what they have reserved for their own people, for their own Arabs, quote unquote, what could they possibly have reserved for us? I have to ask this question as a Jew and as a Christian who might be listening to this. If that's what they do to their own, what could they have reserved for us? Because we're the dogs, we're the monkeys, we're the pigs.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying all Muslims. I'm talking about Islamists.
Right.
I'm talking about pan-Arabists, about Arab supremacists, which are a real thing. I know these terms might sound a little crazy for some people or just hearing it for the first time.
They're Nazis.
These are Nazis.
Yeah.
So I went from Majd al-Shams to a town called Metula. This right here are fragments that I collected from outside of a child's bedroom in Metula.
So it weighs about a pound.
Yeah, these are shrapnel from rockets. You can see on the rocket, there's still some Arabic writing on it, so we know who sent it. I can't tell exactly what it says, but there's Arabic writing on it. I have a circuit board here. I have another piece of shrapnel from these Hezbollah rockets, and these were found outside of a basketball court, in a children's house in Metula, in the far north of Israel. When you're walking around there, you can see the Hezbollah fighters walking around, all Don Juan with their kafiyas, pretending like they're the shit. But they launch these rockets at women and children.
Mhm.
And you know, when these rockets detonate, they explode a bunch of lead bullets to try to hurt as many people. Like the reality we've had to exist in Israel in the last year and a half, and nobody wants to hear about our trauma or our fear. I mean, if I hear a loud honking now, I get ready to run.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not something I had a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But when they launch these rockets, it doesn't discriminate whether you're a Muslim or a Christian or a Jew. It comes to kill you. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
And we have our protocol is if you don't have a bomb shelter, you get down on the ground, and if you're with a group of people, you got to space yourself out 5 people apart or you know, a couple people apart so that the chances of being hit are less. That's like the darkness that we have to think about every day in Israel.
Yeah.
And as dark as it is and as traumatic as it is, you don't see us sitting down and complaining. We pull our shit up by our bootstraps and we keep fucking going. Every fucking day we keep going.
Yeah.
My grandma's 86 years old, bedridden with dementia. I asked her, what do you feel when the sirens go off? One, she can't even really hear them anymore. But she says, I sit in bed and I wait to die. Where's the morality in that? Tell me. Where's the fucking UN? Where's the human rights organization standing up for my Iraqi grandma who's a refugee who never killed a person in her life? Who didn't want to come to Israel.
Yeah.
It wasn't her first choice. She was born in Baghdad. But Muslim...
But there's no place else.
Of course, and she's happy that she's there now. But Islamists kicked her out of her house, and I'm the third generation. I am the third fucking generation having rockets lobbed at me by the same fucking people.
Where's Tucker and Candace talking about how horrible that is?
They don't want to hear my perspective.
No, they don't give a shit.
Because an
about you.
Iraqi Jewish perspective breaks the mold all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It does. It destroys the whole leftist narrative, too.
Absolutely.
And woke
Thank
right.
God. And it needs to break because it's nothing but Nazi bullshit.
And that's what I'm here for, because I'm tired of this shit.
Me
I'm
too.
tired of it.
Me
I mean,
too.
I sit there and I run from rockets on the daily, and my friends are running from rockets now, from the Houthis, from Hezbollah. You know, we're doing it every day. I mean, there was a period of time, I have inflammation in both my legs right now because of how much sprinting I had to do last summer. And it's just something I didn't, like, these are the small things you don't really think about. And yeah, what's happening in Gaza is terrible. It's very sad.
It is.
All of us, we're human enough to acknowledge it. It's sad.
Well, that's
There's
the Tucker argument. It's like, hey, forget what I'm saying. Children are dying. It's terrible.
Yeah, leave them alone and just die.
It's horrible.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Let them kill you. You're a bother and a nuisance anyway, since you killed Christ.
I say fuck that.
Yeah.
I say
I
fuck
love
that.
when Candace goes, Christ is king, and I always finish her sentence for her. Christ is king of the Jews.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
That's
what
the
they-
truest truth there ever was.
That's right.
That's
He
what they
got
put on him when they
crowned by
killed him.
Rome.
Yeah.
By Rome,
King of
but-
the Jews.
king of the Jews.
What was it? Pontius, right? What was his
Pontius
name?
Pilate.
Pontius Pilate.
That's what he put on Jesus, right? When they
on
killed him.
his head.
Yeah.
But
it's
us Kabbalists know INRI is a backward amalgam. What do you say when you take the first letter?
oh yeah, I know what you're talking. Hannah is one, right? Same backwards.
When you take
palindrome.
palindrome.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
what
it.
it's called? It's a backward palindrome.
Well, my issue
This
with
is really good, by the way.
oh yeah,
Isn't it?
explain what this is before
L'chaim.
we sip. And
Roseanne,
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
it is Passover that we're filming this, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's lost.
L'chaim, I love.
Shabbat, pre-Pesach,
Shabbat
Chag
Pesach.
Sameach.
This is the real Illuminati
Pesach.
right here.
Yeah,
This
we
is
run
the real
everything. That's why we're
Three
on a
Jews
podcast
sitting
We're
now.
down,
running it all. Yeah,
We're
hell
doing
yeah.
podcast in Texas.
drinking
Yeah, in
2,000-year-old
Texas.
wine.
It's reconstituted grapes from 2,000 years ago in
Ooh,
Judea and Samaria.
I think I should have let it get room temperature.
Yeah, it should have got room temperature.
Well, we'll wait. By tonight, it will be. Can we? I really want to let him just have 3 minutes.
He's got the floor. He didn't even get to the kafir.
No, we're gonna get to it, but just or after.
mean, the
I really want to
shemach.
know what we can do better because
Let's do the
this is
shemach first.
Let me finish.
That's got to be next.
This is a PR war that we're in. It's also
It's
a real
a spiritual war.
It's a spiritual war. We have to be better as Jews. We're losing it.
Yeah,
we have to be honest about it, and we have to figure out how
All
strategically.
the brown
I'll
Jews
finish this
needs to
sentence
get
later,
with
I
it.
guess.
Black Jews, all y'all needs to marry all the Ethiopian Jews.
100%.
Have 10 kids
Yeah.
each. I've known this for 30 years. Get in the Knesset. It'll all be cool. Like you say, we're cousins. We're getting along with our neighbors. We got to cut strings with American bullshit because they're know-nothing idiots. And they're proving it every day on the fucking internet. They don't know one thing about the Middle East, and we shouldn't be taking their advice, their money, or nothing over there in Israel. Israel needs to cut ties with America till America gets rid of the fucking UN and stops funding them. Am I right?
First, I'll say shout out to all our beautiful Ethiopian Jewish queens.
Mhm.
And they are really the
They are
creme de la creme of the Jewish
hope.
world.
They're our hope, our future.
I see so much hope. You know, I have merchandise on my channel. One of the shirts I made is Shabbat Kala, the Queen of Shabbat.
I bought it.
So that one on the back, the iconography is an Ethiopian Jewish woman because when I look at them, I've heard their stories about how some of them walked from fucking Sudan
Yeah,
just to get to Israel.
yeah, they're
I'm like,
amazing.
I'm so inspired by them, and they do eat shit in Israel today. Like their lives are not easy.
Mm-mm.
Like being an Ethiopian in Israel, I'm not saying it's not bad, but it's not perfect.
No.
And I have many Ethiopian Jewish friends, and I love them dearly. But their stories, they're just so incredible. They're like the most incredible diaspora.
Well, their
Jewish
faith was
community.
never diluted by any Vatican or any of that.
And you know, by the way, similarly to Baghdadi Jews, they were casted out at some point during the First Temple period.
Mhm.
So just like Baghdadi Jews, we didn't celebrate Hanukkah or Purim just like them.
Mm-hmm.
It was only later when Ashkenazi Jews and Sephardi Jews traveled to Iraq and that cross-contamination happened, in a good way, that we got those holidays in Iraq. But we were just like the Ethiopian Jews for a long time. I think that's also why I feel really connected to them, because they're just such an incredible community.
Also, they're protecting the Holy Grail, which nobody wants to talk about.
That's true. I
That
mean,
is true.
I don't know if
They
I
are.
want to tap into that one, but I'm going to go there.
No,
Maybe
go
I can-
there.
Maybe I can do an undercover for Roseanne
They're
Barr.
the best Jews
Or
of all
I'd
of
go
us.
too.
You want to come with?
Yeah, because when I was in Israel, it was so funny because I was in the shuk and these Ethiopian Jewish women came up and they just sat around me and were telling me. And I said, I will tell. And because they were not being treated as well as they should be treated. But, you know, they love to have a lot of children and do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
They are
love
literally, a lot of people believe they are protecting the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
They are the Holy
I
Grail.
think so too.
It's an Aksum. It's the what's it called? The Aron HaKodesh. I'm forgetting how it's called in English. The
I don't know.
you know, the golden
Ark of the
Ark of the
Covenant.
Covenant.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what it's in Aksum. There's a city there.
Yeah.
And they believe that that anybody who looks at it will like come out with rashes and they end up dying
Yeah,
like
like the
40
end of
days
Indiana
later.
Jones. It's
Yeah.
I think it's true.
Well, they say that there's all kinds of stuff.
Well, the
going on.
CIA just released this document. It was like circulating on the internet like 2 weeks ago. It was super popular that there was some mind reading technology the US government was doing, kind of like that
Remote viewing.
yeah, remote
Mhm.
viewing. And they said that they had confirmed the Ark of Covenant's existence somewhere in Arabia. That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
So it goes away from what we believe in Ethiopia, but There was something like that confirmed this last week. I don't know if it's real or not.
It's not.
I don't
It's
know
in
about that
Ethiopia.
I
remote
know
viewing
right
thing.
where it is.
In
Ethiopia?
Ethiopia? Is it
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Where is it, Roseanne?
It's in Jerusalem.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Underground?
hmm
Mm.
Wow. Breaking news on the Roseanne Barr podcast.
We're breaking it right now.
Can you
No.
just tell us what
Yeah.
you think American Jews can do better?
Absolutely.
That's I need
Please.
this message out.
So
And Christians too.
the other day, I had a really high up level meeting with a bunch of influential Jewish people.
Secret world
The
secret
Jewish
running cabal.
cabal.
Yeah, Jewish cabal.
So
I
it's
can't
true.
say
Yeah,
I can't
the
say who. I don't
Illuminatis.
want to say who.
They're not Illuminati, though, are
The
they?
Illuminati.
It felt Illuminati like. I'm joking.
Did you have to wear black robes or worship
No.
an owl or anything? No? Okay.
I actually wore exactly what I'm wearing right now.
Okay.
I don't own that many clothes.
We knew
so-
about this meeting. She wasn't invited and we were very pissed off about it,
Yeah.
but I'm glad you got in. Tell us.
No girls allowed.
Were there any women there?
There were a few women there.
Oh, good.
Were they
Okay.
serving or were they at the table?
No, they were at the table.
Okay, good.
One particular woman that blew my mind.
Cool.
Tell
Tell
I'm
me
happy
after.
to hear.
Yeah, I want to
And
know who that is.
I'll tell you about her later.
It's gotta be
She's
Laura
awesome.
Loomer. I'm guessing.
No, it's
I'm
not.
joking. Go ahead.
So I told them I think it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that I'm the only person who looks the way I look at this table.
It
And-
is ridiculous.
And that we've just completely ignored the Mizrahi Jewish story.
Mhm.
And when I was asked to
Well,
introduce
the
myself
Middle Eastern Jew story, they've overlooked that.
completely. And when I was asked to introduce myself, the way that I introduced myself was like this. I use bad faith arguments to jump in and out of social circles and racial circles as I please, unapologetically, to prove my points.
Mm.
I think that Jews in America had a huge part to play in the whole DEI.
Oh, of course
Color-
they did.
Absolutely.
They had a huge part in it.
Because they're
Absolutely.
commies.
And
Yeah.
now we live in a world where that's the status quo.
Okay, good job, Jews.
And I say, fuck it. That's the game. Let's fucking play.
Yeah.
I'm ready to play ball. So use me. Use me. Use my Ethiopian Jewish friends. Use my Yemenite Jewish friends. My Turkish Jewish friends. My Egyptian Jewish friends. And let's fucking rock and roll.
Yeah.
Put us everywhere until it feels uncomfortable. Until it even feels a little bit racist.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Do it. Because I think Jewish people don't understand. We are in an existential fight right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
It's a fight for our survival.
Yeah.
And our PR is part of our survival. And if that
It's
means
the
we
most
need
important part.
that means we need a platform and plaster Jewish voices from the Mizrahi Jewish community and the Ethiopian Jewish community everywhere, let's do it.
But the thing about Marxist Jews, socialist Jews,
Like liberal Jews.
yeah,
Erev Rav.
you know about the Arab Rav, right?
No.
Those are Jews who hate Torah,
Okay.
hate God. They're atheists.
Well, it's Passover. They were the ones with Moses, right?
yeah, they're the ones God told
Golden
Moses,
calf?
don't take them out. They're intermarried with
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And they like slavery.
hmm
They get money from it. They like money. They like money more than anything.
Jews.
And they like, no, don't say that. Because there's Scots people that are like, it's not just Jews. They like honor. They like to build big buildings named after themselves. And they got a lot of ego, and they don't care about God, and they don't care about you. And so Moses goes, what? You say any soul can come to you and repent, any Jewish soul.
He says this to God.
Moses says to God, God goes, these people can't change. And Moses says, you says anyone can change if they repent. Because these people are never going to repent. They don't have no self-reflection. They're, Pharaoh is a God man, and they think they're God men too. They don't have no humility in them. They can't change that. And Moses argues with God till God says, okay, F-A-F-O. Have it your way. The first thing they do on the way out of Egypt is attack the slaves on their weak flank. They go after the old women and the children, which is this.
Yeah.
And the second thing they do is build the golden calf. And the third thing they do is anger Moses so that he strikes the rock instead of talks to it. And that's the reason he can't go into Zion. And they're the death of him because they are the Jews who do black magic. Do you know what I mean? The
Right.
mixed multitude.
I don't know enough about it,
But I'm telling you.
You're telling me.
These
so
are the
I'm-
Jews that our
Sir
Christian
Pharaoh.
and Muslim brothers in America hate. All the Jew shit you see on Instagram, the Jews running, that's the Erev Rav. They're not Jews like us.
So I'll say this: I've never been able to put. I've never heard of the Erev Rav. Like this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
I'll send you videos.
That's all we
Send
talk
me,
about,
send me
yeah.
stuff. I'm always open to learning and
But
listening.
they're
Weinstein,
also among
Epstein.
the religious.
So this is what I'll say: people like Candace Owens and Kanye. I will say, and this is without throwing Jewish people as a whole under the bus.
No, let's
because
be honest
I
here.
love my fellow Jewish people, but
I don't like the evil ones.
No, and I think they're right.
So I think that these people may have actually been wronged at
Who?
some point. Maybe people like Candace, maybe people like Tucker
100%.
have actually been wronged by the wrong kind of Jew.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
At
I'm
some
saying.
point.
Yeah.
And so then they just
We all have.
they racistly cast. Yeah, we all have at a
Yeah.
certain level.
Yeah.
They just racistly cast this blank brush on all of us. You know, like all Jews are exactly like this,
Yeah.
There's only one kind of Jew.
Yeah,
That's what they're
that's what
saying.
they say.
and it's fucked up.
When they say the Jews instead of some Jews or these criminals happen to be Jewish.
Right.
Like we never say the Christians.
No.
You can't make those kinds of statements,
No.
And
That's
it-
proof right there that
Yeah.
you're off.
and it would be immoral to do
And
that
if
kind
you
of
say
thing.
Israel did it, I mean, you never say Denmark did this.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's proof right there that they're fucking out of their minds and they're
100%.
compromised.
Or the
And it-
U.S.
And it's so deeply offensive because it really, and I'm not a person who gets offended easily. I mean, like I'm a YouTuber. I get
Me too.
the worst comments every day sent
Mhm.
to me. I don't get offended, but like that kind of shit really riles me up because it completely ignores my existence.
Yeah.
It
Exactly.
ignores everything my family went through, everything I'm doing to advocate for my people. I'm not rich. I don't know. My family never succeeded. They never became rich. We stayed baseline. We never got any money from any agencies.
Well,
we
one
haven't-
in every 3 Israelis lives at poverty level.
Yeah, we never got any cabal money. We never got any string up to the top. And I promise you, it's not just because we're Mizrahi. It's because in general, that story didn't happen to Israel. Or for a lot of Israelis, it's not something that happened. You know, a lot of people in Israel are just suffering. They're just surviving. Living generation after generation from war to war, but they're resilient as hell. I mean, these people, you know the number one song on the radio in Israel today during the war? It's a song that goes, Hashem itbarach, tamid oev oti, v'tamid yeh li rak tov. Which means God is blessed, and I will always be blessed, and it will always be good for me. And every Muslim, every Jew, every Christian, every atheist in Israel is singing this song.
Mhm.
It's the number one song on the radio. It's like everywhere you go in Israel, that tells you everything you need to know about
Yeah.
Israel as a country.
Yeah.
These people are tapped into the light of God, let me tell you. Like, if you look for a more righteous group of people on planet Earth, you can't find it.
Or a more genius and utilitarian people. I remember when I was in Tel Aviv and I was sitting on my balcony sneaking a cigarette because I wasn't allowed to smoke. So, of course, I did smoke. But as I'm sitting out there cramped on this little tiny balcony, I look out and here comes a mother, a Jewish mother, with the headscarf and the whole thing. And she or her husband or the both of them, I don't know, but she's got a wagon handle on a effing crib with wheels. And in it are 4 babies. She's turned a crib into a stroller. I never saw nothing so brilliant.
Yeah.
And 4 babies are in it, and she's just wheeling it down the street, shopping bags and children. A crib on wheels with a wagon handle. I thought, that is so genius. I need to steal that idea and market it. But then I thought, nobody in America has 4 children under the age of 2.
Mm-mm. Can I tell a story when we were in Jaffa?
Israeli innovation.
I used to be kind of more leftist about Israel. They're occupier. I love your hat. Mom took me to Israel. I was still kind of lefty.
Were you young when you went?
No, this was 7 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I was becoming MAGA, but I had voted for Obama twice. But anyway, that's not important. What's important is we went to Jaffa,
Yafo.
and I was like, white colonizers, Israel's apartheid state. I was totally that guy. And we were staying there, and I walked the streets, and the announcements came up, for the prayers, the Muslim prayers.
5 times a day.
5 times this here's a sign. I go, what the fuck is that? And they're like, oh, it's the Muslim prayers. I'm in Israel.
Mm.
And I'm walking, and Muslims are praying on the street, and I'm like, well, I thought they weren't allowed here, so whatever. So I start researching, and I get to this corner market, corner. It was a Israeli store and I guess a Muslim store. And one was
One thing you'll never see in any Muslim
no, but this is what
country.
people don't know. So it was Free Palestine bumper stickers on this side, and Zionist propaganda. And the owners of each, one was Israeli, one was Muslim. They were smoking and talking, and they were each hawking materials on this corner. And it blew my fucking mind because I had no idea. They live in peace, especially in Jaffa. This is just south of Tel Aviv. It's a Muslim and Jewish shared space.
And
There's
everyone
no
who
hold on,
comes
please let me
buys
finish.
from each.
Please let me finish. There was no apartheid. There was total respect of each religion. There was a Muslim prayer happening in the streets, and the owners of the shops that were hawking pro-Muslim, pro-Jewish, they were out there smoking together, and they were like, "Whatever, we're just selling products."
I was so
I was
pissed
blown
off.
away. Nobody here in America knows that. They
Nobody.
don't know that you can't walk past the Western Wall into the Al-Aqsa Mosque without fucking armed guards. They don't know this. And I always, when I keep asking you, what can we do better? One of the things I think we can
They
do
don't
better
know
is,
that-
please let me finish. One of the things we can do better is explaining to Americans the state of Israel and where it is now. It is a shared space. It is not an apartheid state.
Yeah.
And they don't know that. They really think every Arab is living off in some tent, not getting aid. They don't realize it's a shared space. And I don't know why we're not doing a better
What
job
I love,
messaging
can
that.
I talk now?
Yeah, I was almost done. Why aren't we doing a better job messaging this to people?
And why aren't we saying that every Arab house in Jerusalem has a ancient Jewish star on it above the door?
Yeah, a lot of them do.
Yeah.
A lot of them do.
And why aren't we saying that the Temple Mount is occupied territory of Jordan and no
That's what I'm
Jew is
saying.
allowed to pray at our holiest site?
Yeah.
And the reason it's covered with gold is because it does protect the what's it called? Ark of the Covenant, and it is under there.
And under there's a synagogue.
That's right. And I did go way under there.
In the cave?
Yeah, I went
Wow.
way under. I went in the mikvah of the high priest.
Did you put a hijab on when you went in?
Do you know that every Jewish holy site is controlled by Arabs? You knew that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of them are. A lot of them are.
That one is.
That one is. I mean, first of all, it's completely immoral that the Jordanian Waqf
Mhm.
controls is occupying. Let's talk for 1 second about
Thank you.
Jordan,
Yeah,
and
let's
I'm
do.
going to tackle what you said because
Thank
you
you.
brought up some amazing points.
Thank you.
Just maybe remind me if I start losing track, because I tend to.
No.
And I'll tell
on
you what, I
tangents.
was pissed off that I was in my hotel and the God blessed Muslim prayers was 5 times a day. I'm like,
Yeah, they're
I
loud.
thought I was in Israel where I could be a Jew and not have to hear loud Arab prayers over the loudspeaker 5 times
Super
a day.
loud.
That's the lovely muazzin
Yeah.
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
go from the minaret and they blast it 5 times a day, but yet somehow we're an apartheid country.
Right.
So from
Most
the perspective
important
of
message.
Jordan,
Mhm.
let's break down Jordan for one
Yeah,
moment.
let's do the Hashemite
The
kingdom.
Hashemite king, where is the Hashemite family from? Saudi Arabia,
Mhm.
between Mecca and Medina.
Which
More
the
so,
British
the
family
Palestinian
invented.
flag, the Jordanian flag, the Pan-Arab flag, those 4 colors on the flag, the black, the red, the white, and the green. You've seen them on all the
Oh
Arab
yeah, they're
flags.
all over.
They stand for 4 Arab caliphates.
Mm-hmm.
The green is the Fatimid, the white is the Abbasid, I believe, the black is the Rashidun, the red, that is the Hashemite kingdom of between Mecca and Medina of Saudi Arabia.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Has no connection to the Levant,
Absolutely.
but the Jordanian king, King Abdullah, is occupying Palestine.
That's right.
He's
Tell
occupying,
it. Mm-hmm.
and I've been to that country. Let me tell you, this is a fucked up place to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
There's
can
some
imagine.
good Jordanians. I'm not saying they aren't,
No,
but
of
it's
course.
feudalist.
I've been to Cairo as well. It's fucked up.
Mhm.
They are currently occupying Palestine from the Palestinians who want to self-determine with this random country called Jordan that never existed.
Jordan, Palestine.
And the
It's the
Hashemite
Palestinian state.
kingdom is literally an occupation of Saudi Arabia or
Right.
of the Saudi family
Right.
That's
in
right.
in the Levant. So that's one.
Right.
And the
Mhm.
fact that they have any territorial control over the Temple Mount and Al-Aqsa Mosque, which they do,
Mhm.
Thank
the whole Waqf control it's racist.
Yeah.
That's an actual apartheid.
It is.
Because
It
neither
is
Christians
racist.
nor Jews are allowed to
Racist.
pray up there.
And nobody knows this.
Nobody
I
knows
talk
this.
about this every
And
week.
you know, October 7th was Operation Al-Aqsa Mosque.
Absolutely. Al-Aqsa flood.
Al-Aqsa.
Funded by, thank you very much, Egypt.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Egypt first and foremost, who allowed everything in.
Right.
I blame Egypt for October 7th.
Of course.
It is Egypt.
Now, what
Pharaoh.
you were talking about us representing ourselves, I actually disagree with you. I
Okay.
think it's literally the only point that's been beaten over and over and over again is that Israel, at least from the Jewish
I've
circles,
never heard it.
we live in peace and we this and we that, and it's just boring already. That's all everybody ever talks about in like Jewish propaganda.
Yeah.
I have never heard it, so I'm
So,
excited.
so I would say like that's the number one thing we always talk about is that there's peace and we live in peace and we have
I
equal
didn't
rights
say
and all
peace.
this.
I said we can't pray on our own holy sites because it's under Muslim control.
And also
in
on
Jerusalem.
the West Bank, where we're supposed to live in peace with the Arabs. I brought a black woman who worked for General Flynn with me when I went
Mhm.
last time.
Yeah.
And she was kind of a leftist, whatever, but I took her to the Arab city right next to the Jewish city.
Mhm.
And there was a big sign there that said, "No Jews allowed.
Yeah.
Enter at your own risk.
You'll be
you will
shot."
be shot."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh my God, this is worse than the South."
Yeah.
And I go, "Well,
Welcome Jerusalem.
Welcome to the West Bank. It's wild.
welcome
there.
to the West Bank."
But what I would say about how we represent ourselves, the reality that I've learned is people in the West don't care. They don't care. I could show them a million pictures and beat the bush on it. And I do it every day. I get millions of views on my YouTube channel showing
Well, the
people
Jews
the
are
real
all
Israel.
bankers, and they're all rich, and they're all the Khazarian mafia, and they all
Yeah, they say all
Jeffrey
that shit.
Epstein.
But nobody cares that we coexist in Israel. They don't care. They don't care about the news because it's not sensational enough. No one's running the pieces. We
Jews
need,
are
as
white.
Jewish people, first and foremost, to push Arab colonization in the Middle East.
Yeah.
If you want to get to people
They're
understanding
not even from the fucking Levant.
who Arabs,
Yeah.
yeah. But the thing is not to make the distinction. We have to make the distinction that people who are Arabs and people who have been Arabized,
Yes, we
people
do.
who are colonized by the Arabs, because there's a lot of people, wonderful people in Iraq, who don't want to be Arab anymore.
Right.
They want to regain access to their holy ziggurats and their ancient Mesopotamian heritage, and maybe not even be Muslim anymore. And we should help empower them to that.
Yeah, the freedom.
The freedom. Same thing with Iran and people who want to be Zoroastrian. They don't want to be Muslim anymore. They don't want to be under the crux of the IRGC,
Yeah.
of the Islamic
Well,
regime.
Iran is going Christian like fire.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
And they're leaving Islam in droves. Same thing with Iraq, by the way.
Yeah.
I know.
And Lebanon.
Yeah.
Yes,
These
I
people
know.
want to be Phoenician again.
Yeah.
And China.
They don't want to be Arabs.
No.
No. Why would
And-
you wanna
and
do
Women
that?
want equal rights.
And we need to push them
I
as
agree.
Jewish people, more so than even talking about Israel and the positivity of Israel, because there's a lot of positivity there. We need to push people in the direction of Arab colonization. Arabs are colonizing the Middle East. They colonize the Middle East, and they're currently
Through
oppressing
Islam.
all
Through
of us.
Islam.
See,
Through Islam.
I would shoot back. That's all I ever see. I always make people are saying there's 56 Arab countries. There's 1.4 billion. Jerusalem is, what, 8 million?
It's
There's only
like
14
Israel
million
is
Jews.
New Jersey,
Yeah.
and the rest of the United States are the surrounding
The Arab
Arab
I would
countries.
push back on you. People know that Arabs are colonists. They're white. They're brown colonizers. They don't care. So there's got to be something we can figure out for our side that we can do better because our messaging is failing. We have to be honest with ourselves. It's failing, and we have to
It's
figure it out.
failing because they refuse to talk about brown Jews because they're racist.
I think there's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah.
But also,
they're complete
it's-
fucking
Like, why do you think
racist.
Candace Owens would? Why have I not been invited? I have a huge following.
Yeah.
I have a massive following. I have almost 400,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I'm getting millions of views.
I know you are.
Why have I not been invited on Piers Morgan once? Why have I not been invited
Well,
on
because
Candace's
you're
show?
brown.
So if that's the core
Brown Jews, they don't exist.
Yeah.
They're all from Europe, and they're all Ashkenazi Khazarians.
yeah, they're not
They're
even
all
the
in the
same
Khazarian
Jews
mafias.
as
then what's the solution to that? How do we fight against? I don't even know
That's
the
what I'm
solution to
asking.
that. You
I'll
know,
tell you what's the solution is Pesach, Shabbat, us having 25 babies. Get a beautiful
Ethiopian wife.
yes, and
Churn
I
out
have
babies.
a black son, and he needs one too, and they'll have 25
he doesn't.
babies.
He likes white girls.
Well, but I told him forget that. I got so mad at him. I go, I know you do, but that's going to end. And I got him already. I go, what's those ones? I go, you're marrying a Nigerian because those weddings are fabulous. But now I'm thinking, because he's kind of Jewish, because I made him that way.
Well, and he's in accounting, so he's basically Jewish.
Nigerian
know.
women are beautiful as well.
I know, but I that's why I want him to marry an Ethiopian.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Ethiopia. Let's talk about Bob Marley
Mm.
and Yah, because it's so Jewish, right?
I mean, I don't say the word, but you know the word. You guys can say it if you want to.
No, we don't say
You
it.
don't say it either.
I'll say
So-
it. What is it?
We don't say the tetragram.
Yeah, there's the word in English. You know, you have the group that's like the witness.
Yeah,
So-
we don't say it.
Okay.
So that's what Ya is.
Yeah.
I mean, when they say Ya, that's what they're pertaining to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because Bob was extremely tapped in.
Yeah, he
He was
was.
tapped in to us. Because
Yes,
he is one
was.
of us.
He is
Yeah.
us.
His dad was a Mizrahi Jew, a Syrian Jew who
Yeah.
was raised in London. His mom, I would go as far as to say, and this is not based on any anecdotal evidence, there's probably some Jewish connection there
Of
too.
course.
A Jewish African diaspora connection.
Absolutely.
Because when you sing, I love his music.
Me too.
When people asked me early on, I was a bit of a stoner when I was younger. And so I would listen to him a lot when I would smoke.
Me too.
And I traveled to Jamaica early on in my journey. And like I really felt like that. And also like Jamaica, I grew up in South Florida, so I was around a lot of Jamaicans all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And like I just have an affinity to loving their energy. There's something about these people in Jamaica, especially people who are part of the Rastafarian community. There's something very Israeli, something very Judean about them.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they remind me a lot of times of like sort of high spiritual priests or Kabbalists.
Well, Haile Selassie was the Lion of Judah.
Mm.
Have you ever seen his speech to the League of Nations?
I don't believe I have.
Bob Marley made it into a song which crumbled Rhodesia and all of apartheid in
What, Exodus?
South Africa. No, he did Haile Selassie's address to the League of Nations until I can't remember. I used to know it word for word. I'll send it to you, but it's until there no longer exists. Basically, it's about, and it's so Jewish because it's about until there no longer exists any double standards,
Mm-hmm.
there will always be war.
Yeah.
And that's right now. And until the notion that one class of people is better than another class, there will always be war.
Yeah.
And that's the double standards of the West against Israel, that Israel is the only country expected to provide goods to its genocidal enemy every day.
Yeah.
It's sick.
And then
It is.
criticized for still doing so.
Yeah.
Like it does it and then still criticized for doing it.
Yeah.
It's like it's never enough.
And Israel is so suffering under what I think it was Ion Hersley who said suicidal empathy.
I think that was Saad Gadju or Gadsad you said. Well,
I
whoever.
think it was Ion Hersley.
But it's true.
Suicidal empathy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Israeli army after October 7th was more concerned about the survival of its enemy, its murderous enemy, than Israeli citizens,
Mm-hmm.
the left over there. How twisted can you get?
Yeah, we have a fucked up morality sometimes there where we're so obsessed with proving that we're...
Proving to people who hate us.
And I want to say I'm proud of that.
Why?
I don't find it to be the smartest strategy.
No, but it is.
But I'm proud of the
source
heart
of
of the
pride.
people. Because even when I get down to the core with a lot of Israelis who became like super right after October 7th and were like, fuck everybody, fuck, kill them all. When you really get down to the core of it and you take away the emotion, they will still be like, what? I don't really want them to all die.
No, of course
I don't
not.
really want to kill them all.
No, of course
On
not.
the other foot, on the other side, that's not, you're not offered the same humanity from the Palestinian side.
Because you're saying that they retained a spark of humanity.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we do.
I mean, it's not even retaining a spark of humanity. It's like the core of it. You can tell they don't want to proceed with what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking a little earlier before we started the podcast. I have a friend. His name is Mansour Ashkar. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
I think I have.
He's a Druze Israeli, unbelievable guy.
I have heard of him.
He was in the special ops. Incredible guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's really influenced me in the last year about how to deal with Arabs and what it takes to be in the fight against Arabs. Because he's an Arab.
Yeah.
And
great.
He's amazing. He came with me to Majid al-Shams after those kids were murdered. We came to go Lenachem to give our condolences to the families. When we were driving up, we were having a very fascinating conversation about Arabs and the Arab world and what it takes to be in the fight against Arabs. And he told me very plainly, with the Arab world, when it comes to dominance and fighting Arabs, you have to give a hard blow, the hardest blow you've ever given. And then the Arab armies will resist that and they'll keep fighting you. So you give another hard blow. And when there's nothing left of them and they're giving up the fight, you give the hardest blow you've ever given. And when the white flag is raised and there's no one left to fight, You double down and give the hardest blow you could ever give. And only then are you able to prove dominance. Only then are you able to prove that you're worthy of being in this region.
Because they believe that might is right.
Yeah. And I
Force.
believe truly that Mizrahi Jews are tapped into that reality.
Of course.
Because they knew what they had to do to survive against Arabs in the Middle East for the last 3,000 years that they were in the Middle East. 2,000 years that they were in the Middle East. Ashkenazi Jews, I'm not saying, again, they're not able to fight and they're not warriors, because they are in their own right. But I think that they're unwilling to maybe do what needs to be done to take that extra
because
step.
they have an allegiance to the EU and the UN and forces that don't even mean well for them.
And I think, by the way, that is changing in Israel. I think that a lot of Ashkenazi Jews are becoming Mizrachified, and they're becoming more Middle Eastern as every generation changes. But I think that a lot of Ashkenazi Jews, especially in America, American Jews, they're not willing to come to terms with the reality of what it takes to have Israel.
No, they don't care about it.
For them, Israel is the Tel Aviv boardwalk, the Carmel market, Jerusalem whenever they feel comfortable going there. And it's a caricature of what Israel actually is.
Absolutely.
They don't realize what it takes to survive in that neighborhood. And to survive in that neighborhood, you got to have blood on your hands. That's the reality. You've got to have blood on your hands. And it's not by our rules. If it was up to us, you know that we wouldn't want to fight anybody. We want to live in peace with people. But the reality is that we live in a fucking tough neighborhood over there. And they will fight you till the very last child. Till the very last journalist, till the very last UN worker. So if you're not willing to be locked in, unapologetically, I am here and I am staying here. I'm not going anywhere. And you're not kicking me out of my home. I'm not going to any new countries. I'm not getting refugee status. You can all fuck off.
I will not bow.
I will not bow. I will not bend the knee. If you're not willing to come in with that attitude, it's going to be very hard.
Because they
for the Jewish
believe
people.
that God is on their side. And until you smash that the fuck out of them, they won't give up.
Mm-hmm.
But, you'd think they'd
That's
know
so true.
that. You'd think they'd know that our God is the God. I mean, they culturally appropriated our Torah. So you'd think they'd understand the source is the power. And, that's the whole story of Pesach, which is tonight. It's always now.
Yeah.
And, the whole story of Pesach is you got no power over our God. Don't make us prove that. We always give you 2 or 3 chances. You've gotten a lot of chances, Iran, since you bombed us and we didn't take. No, I'm speaking as a Jew in Israel, but they're all fucked up and they don't listen to me neither. But maybe today they will. They haven't even retaliated against Iran. And my question is always, if Jews do run everything like they all think we do, and if they get out there and they fat mouth Jews control everything, Jews run the world, blah, 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 then why would you want to agitate a people with chronic PTSD who have nuclear weapons? The fuck's wrong with you? But it's like a bad boyfriend. And
It's
the
a toxic
girlfriend,
relationship.
the girlfriend got smart and went and got a pistol and she put it under her pillow for when he tries to really kill her. Hey, motherfucker. And they keep pushing for it because it's suicide by cop.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want. They
Mhm.
want to be blown out of their shorts.
Yeah.
But anyway, now time for the kafia. And we're going to end on that.
So the kafia.
This is the grand finale,
grand finale.
baby.
So is it okay if I move?
Yeah,
this
you
over?
can just move it back so I can hear you.
This
please.
is
Also, I want to shout out Roseanne's book,
Thank you.
The Roseanarchy,
yeah.
Dispatches from the Nut Farm. I appreciate you giving me this. Thank you so much. I also really, really appreciate you having me on. Like, truly, it means the world.
It means the world to me that you came on here and that we had this discussion.
I'm really, really, really happy we connected. This is
Isn't it great?
incredible. It's like the biggest, I have a lot of doubts in my work sometimes with what I do, that sometimes maybe I'm not on the right path because I'm not getting the positive affirmation from
That means you're on
people
the right
around
path.
me.
That means you're on the right path.
It makes you doubt yourself sometimes because
It
you're not
does.
getting a lot of confidence. When somebody like you, who I used to watch on TV as a kid,
Mhm.
reaches out to me, it's like the biggest, like it gives me the biggest sense of like I'm doing the right thing.
You are.
You
It's
are.
chizuk for me. It
is.
makes me stronger.
It's beshert.
So I really appreciate that.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it as much. Thank
We're gonna
you so
figure
much.
this
Thank you.
out, man.
We love
I think
you.
we can. I think it's just time, and it's really about platforming more Mizrahi Jews.
Thank
It
you.
is.
Yeah,
I agree.
It really is.
It really
And
is.
internal messaging. We have to figure this out. We weren't invited to that Illuminati
the
thing. We
cabal.
should
Oh
have
well.
I hope I get invited to more of them in the future because
You
it was
need
very
to be
fascinating.
invited.
You'll never be invited back.
You will be.
I'll never be invited back.
Don't invite that
I just
brown
No,
burnt
you
myself
will
on
be.
that.
No.
We'll
You-
do our own.
No, I the look in their eyes. I think I was able to get a certain level of guilt out of them,
Yeah.
which was the right. I think it was the right move,
Because they're wrong.
and I could tell that people were interested in what I was saying. I mean,
Of
I had the room
course.
captivated at a certain point. I was also extremely nervous because some of these people are the most powerful people
Yeah, we're not going to name them.
that we know. It was scary for me, but I could tell there's certain individuals there who like really perked up when I was talking, and again, those kind of moments, they give you this feeling of like doing the right thing.
You are.
I
doing
want
the
you to
right
read my book because it's about my best imaginary friend when I was a kid, which was God, which is funny when I look back. But the last chapter is How to Kill Satan.
Wow.
I want you to read it.
Okay, I will.
And God bless you. I'm telling you, you're a special man,
Thank you, Roseanne.
and you're gonna do what God wants you to do. And I know you know that because you do the things you're supposed to do. And God bless you. Now get to this. This is the best thing
Yeah,
I've
what
ever
is
seen in my
this?
life.
Hold it up so I can see it.
This right
Use your
here
camera.
is now known, unfortunately, as a Palestinian kafia.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
That's what all the students at Columbia wear, right?
all the students in
All
Columbia.
the white students.
Yeah.
This has become all the fashionable apparatus of all the liberal college students in America,
Well designed.
and all the discombobulated Arab Americans who think they understand the Middle East. But this kafia right here, it tells a very, very interesting story. It's actually part of the story of my people. Is it okay if I put it just like this?
Yeah,
Do what you
please.
ever.
This right here. First of all, kafia. Let's talk about the name. Where does the name kafia come from? It comes from the city Kufa in Iraq. That's how the name kafia came out of. This eternally, for a very long time, was known as the shmach, which was a ancient Mesopotamian head garb. If you look at statues of ancient Mesopotamian deities and war heroes from the Akkadian, from the Babylonian, from the Sumerian, used to wear designs that were very similar to this. You can actually see how they repeated it on. You'll see they'll actually have like kind of like a turban, a shmach that they used to wear.
Oh
Mhm.
my God.
And the Jews also used to have something called a sudra,
Jake,
which they wore was similar.
pattern I saw
Is
on
it?
the painting, yeah.
Wow.
No.
From last
Okay,
week's
go.
episode. Wow.
So there's actually a Jew, his name is Rudy Rockman, who's renewing this thing called the Sudra, and he sells them
Wow.
for Jews to reclaim part of our heritage, which is this. Which again, if you see Arabs wearing this or this being Arabized,
They're culturally appropriating us.
culturally,
Of course, just like
absolutely.
they did our
God
Torah.
damn
And,
it.
well, that's what I was telling you, by the way, earlier about me jumping in and out of social groups and racial groups as I please. I don't believe in cultural appropriation.
I don't either.
Fuck that shit.
It
But-
is for everyone. I know
But
that.
if the left
But
is
if
going
you
to
don't remember your source, you're doomed to death.
absolutely, and if the left is going to claim that cultural appropriation is a real thing, well, bitch, you can't wear this anymore.
That's right,
Yeah.
I'm taking
bitch.
this shit back.
Good.
That's right.
If we're
it's
saying cultural
yours.
appropriation is a
It's
real thing,
ours.
and
Yeah.
you can't have afros or hair braids or whatever,
Yeah.
then
you can't wear
no
this.
Columbia student can wear this anymore.
Mhm.
I disallow it now
That's right.
because this comes from Iraq.
Mm.
These two lines right here, they demarcate the Tigris and Euphrates rivers,
Oh wow.
the
Okay.
lifeblood of Mesopotamian society.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, these two broad lines, and you can see they very much look like rivers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
These right here, and between them are the ripples on the river,
Wow.
and then right here, these are the fishing nets
Oh.
that demarcate the ancient fishing communities of southern Iraq. The Mandeans and the Jews who were a part of those communities still exist today. I'm part of the Jewish community, but the Mandeans are still holding the fort in Iraq today, and they've had just in 2024 3 different violent pogroms against them. They only number about 8,000 in Iraq today. A lot of them live in Australia and the UK and America. And they're the original people of Iraq, the original indigenous population of Iraq. This, for thousands of years, was worn by these people in the Middle East. For thousands of years. Until 1967, an Egyptian named Yasser Arafat took this, put it on his head,
An
started
Egyptian
wearing
royal.
Yeah.
an Egyptian royal, and started using it for the first and second intifada
Yeah.
to push violent Palestinian propaganda.
Same thing Hitler did with the swastika.
So, exactly.
Yeah. That's what
First
they
time I
do.
went to Asia, I was shocked when I saw swastikas everywhere.
No, they're
until
everywhere.
somebody explained it to me.
Thousand
And then I
years.
was like, well, now I don't have the connotation anymore with evil. But even Jews, sometimes we call this a terrorist scarf. Fuck that.
Yeah. No,
This
that's
is our
ours.
shit.
All right.
This is our thing. And you know where my friend got this for me from a terrorist's house in southern Lebanon.
Wow.
He raided a village. He's part of the IDF. And I think it's the most beautiful thing in the world to be able to use this for positive propaganda and
Yeah.
positive news about Israel.
Well,
when this
you're
was used by a
reclaiming-
terrorist.
Fuck
You're,
yeah, let's
you're
take it back.
reclaiming what's ours.
A terrorist in Lebanon has no connection to this.
Yeah, you
They have
do.
there's no moral equivalence that they should be wearing this when they're fighting the IDF. It just in some sort of faux support for Palestine.
Yeah.
This is mine.
Yeah.
This is Iraqi. This is Babylonian. This is Mesopotamian. This is Akkadian. It's Sumerian. It's Mandean. It's Iraqi Jewish. It is not Palestinian. And I have a huge problem with Palestinians wearing this today to prove some sort of element of resistance.
Well,
Good for you.
I guess God wants them to wear it as they're destroyed.
We can pick it up and wear it
Yeah.
after.
Well,
God's funny.
God's hilarious. He's got a very big
we need
sense
to
of
have
humor.
him on the podcast.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He might have been here today.
I think he was here.
He's been
today.
here
I think he
every
was here
week.
today.
95 episodes he's been here.
Well,
Amazed. I'll let you wrap up, but one more message to the American Christians that we need to side with. We need to get them on our side. Please.
American Christians need to understand
They do.
right now that what's going on in the Middle East,
it's about them.
It is.
it's about you. Because if you think for 1 second it stops in the borders of Cairo, if you think it stops in Beirut, you got another thing coming,
Yeah,
Habibi.
it's coming to you.
Because they're already in Denmark, they're already in Sweden, they're already in France. I stopped going to France.
Me
I stopped
too.
going to the UK.
Yeah.
Because I became uncomfortable, and I don't even look Jewish,
Right.
as according to the stereotype.
Yeah.
And that's how uncomfortable I became there.
Yeah.
So if you think it's going to stop at the borders of Europe and the Middle East, you've got another thing coming.
Here's
That's the
another
most
thing to
important
say.
thing.
It's coming here.
It is.
It is here. Hello.
It's here now. Yeah.
Well, there's that whole talk about that city, the epic city. Have
Yeah.
you guys heard about that?
Oh yeah, it's there in Texas. They have
People
them
in Dallas
Jersey.
kept telling me about it. They
Yeah.
were so worried about it.
When I heard about it, I fucking
She
went
wants out
ballistic.
of Texas.
Let me tell you, I called up all the people I know. I go, bitch, what the fuck did you let happen here? And next thing I heard was they made Sharia illegal in Texas.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, I bet
But
they-
bitch, I know how to stick my fat Jewish old lady bitter nose in everybody's business.
You know what's funny? Sacha Baron Cohen made a whole skit about it. Did you see his show, This Is America?
Mm-mm.
No.
He made a whole skit literally about this like 6-7 years ago, where he came to like some rural community in America, I think in Arizona, and he was propagating this idea of building like a Muslim-only city.
Yeah.
And all these Southern Americans were like, fuck no. No, we don't want them Muslims in our neighborhood. But the reality is, like, you need to understand, if you have a Muslim-only city and this
Like
is not
Dearborn, Michigan.
like Dearborn, Michigan,
It's outside of Dallas. There's a bunch here. There's
that
Jersey.
will affect the integrity of Texan culture.
No shit. That's the point. That's
Yeah.
what they're doing because they're
They all vote
colonizers.
Democrat.
Mhm.
They're colonizers. They're imperialist colonizers.
Well, they got it figured out. They'll vote Democrat. They'll all vote
yeah,
Democrat.
'cause open
You
borders.
know,
let them
and
in.
they get the lefties to help them do it.
And I need to clarify, I'm not talking about all Muslims and all Arabs.
course, we
No,
all know
all Muslims
There's
hate.
an ideology.
No, the
Islamists.
Muslims hate the Muslim Brotherhood
Yeah.
just like we do.
We're talking about Islamists.
Islamists, jihadis.
Yeah.
That's the idea. We're not talking about all Muslims.
No,
kids.
we love
No.
Muslims.
God knows we have a lot of love for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
And I
They're our
want
brothers.
peace. Yeah, they are our brothers. They're
Yeah.
family.
Literally our brothers.
Yeah.
No, I
sometimes.
love my Muslim cousins.
You know what I mean? I sometimes feel more comfortable sitting with Muslims and with Arabs than I do with Jews.
Me
I do too, unless I'm drinking.
You gotta meet
I
some of the
love
cool Muslims who
Christians.
likes
Me-
drinking also.
That's true.
Yeah.
I love Christians. I'm probably
I love the Christians.
I love
too.
I love people.
I love everybody.
Yeah,
unless
Hindus,
they're
Buddhists
an
are all
asshole.
amazing. Yeah.
I love everybody who ain't an asshole. That's what I think. I think God wants us to go. There's two kind of people, good and bad.
yeah.
And we got to get with all the good
Mhm.
and excommunicate the bad.
Yeah.
That's what I think he wants us to do.
I agree. It's the stand.
Not by any of those names they
Right.
give us,
Mhm.
because we're just protecting the bad. Like, I hate when the ADL goes, you can't call so-and-so, this and that. Well, he's a son of a bitch.
Yeah. Fuck 'em.
Why am I protecting him? It seems to only exist to protect the horrors,
Yeah.
the horrible people.
Yeah.
We want to just protect the good Jews,
And we want to
right?
exterminate the
That's who's under the gun.
And we
Yeah.
need to uplift them. We
Yeah.
need to give them a voice.
and want to protect the good Christians and
Yeah.
want to protect the good Muslims,
Yeah.
want to protect the good atheists and the good idiots even.
Yeah. Children of God versus children of Satan.
Like, think what we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier. Think of every news correspondent that's talking about Jerusalem and Israel
Mhm.
right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Anytime Fox News brings on an Israeli to speak,
Yeah.
we got to push as a collective, as Jewish people, make sure that's a Mizrahi Jew.
Yeah.
Make sure that's an Ethiopian
Hells
Jew.
yes.
And there's more than enough qualified individuals.
Of course.
And again, it's not a color thing. It's not a race thing. I love my Ashkenazi brothers and sisters, but it's time we
But
stop.
they don't know anything about Torah. Let's just be really real. They know not a thing about Torah. What they know is about humanism, which is bullshit.
You're talking about Ashkenazi Jews?
Yeah, all they do is get up there and talk about DEI and humanism and liberalism.
Look, it
They don't know
depends.
nothing about Torah.
It depends. Not all Ashkenazi Jews. Ashkenazi Jews who have fallen into this category of denominations in America,
Yeah.
about like you're a Reform Jew, you're a conservative Jew, you're Ultra-Orthodox. Yeah, for sure. That's a bit of a caricature because Judaism isn't like that.
Right.
No,
we-
there's
like, we-
300
religion.
kinds of Jews.
Yeah, we don't fit into a box like that. It
No.
just
Yeah,
doesn't work.
I know, but on the media we do.
And that's what we got to fight against.
I thought we ran
That's
the
right.
media. Why? I mean,
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
we run the media.
should
Yeah, we're
we-
doing a shit job at our own PR.
Yeah, how are we so
Aren't
bad
we?
at running the media?
Shit job.
Almost like we don't.
Because they always want to pick somebody they think that what they think a Gentile will like.
Exactly.
But it's not
yeah.
what Gentiles like.
You know when
They just want truth.
you know when Israel was loved the most?
When?
After the 6-Day War, when we kicked fucking ass.
Yeah.
When we took land. That's when Israel was loved.
They
Israel was loved after the Beeper
They
attack.
loved that because we reunited Jerusalem and it showed us praying at the wall and returning
Mhm.
to our faith.
Yeah.
They like when we return to our faith and act righteously.
And when we
course.
fuck shit up in the right way.
Yeah.
When we fuck our enemies up, like the Hezbollah Beeper attack.
That
Oh
was
my God,
amazing.
everyone loved that.
We were loved
How
for like
much did
48
I
hours.
love that?
It was amazing.
You know what I said? Who by fire, who by flood, who by beeper.
No, you're right. That's my problem with Israel. Fucking go all the way, man. Quit
When
being
we're
pussies.
badass
Fuck yeah.
and we're strong,
Absolutely.
and you know what? Again, I'm not saying Ashkenazi Jews are not capable of it because God knows they are, but Mizrahi Jews carry that spirit with them. Not me. Other Mizrahi Jews. They carry
No,
that
you
spirit
do
with them
too.
every
Don't
day.
say you
Yeah.
don't.
I
We'll,
just-
we'll go fuck
Here's
shit
what
up right
I
now, you and
think.
I.
When we're going to end on this.
Yeah.
Here's what I think.
Let's wrap.
The 30% of Muslims and Jews and Christians who think that what's happening in Israel is irrelevant to their lives, and especially Muslims who
Yeah.
are like, I don't keep up with this and that, and Jews, I guess, and
I would say
Christians, whatever.
Christians. Yeah.
You're the reason all this shit goes on. It's your fault.
Yeah.
You better get engaged and get on the right side because that's what God tells you. Get on the right side, and you don't have much longer to sit there on the fence.
No.
Sitting on the fence is a judgment in itself. That means you're with the wrong side. You better choose right
The
because
saying,
you can fix this, and there won't be a war, and there won't be any more dead children because of you, because
Yeah.
you're going to choose the right.
you know the saying, to not act is to act.
Mhm.
That's right.
Complacency is in action.
Yeah.
Inaction is action.
Indifference in the face of evil
Willful
is evil.
ignorance is our enemy, and may
Step up,
God reverse
motherfuckers.
that. May God light the sparks in the souls of all the people who think that this conversation is irrelevant to them. It ain't. Get right.
And-
Chag Sameach.
Pray to
Amen.
God.
Purim, Pesach.
Pray to God. Love Israel. Visit Israel. Marry an Ethiopian.
Hell, you have 25 children.
Oh wait, I know we're wrapping up, but Dave Smith, Douglas Murray, give me what did you think?
Douglas Murray, we love you so much.
We love
you
him so
are
much.
a righteous Gentile. You are educated. You are not ahistorical. You are absolutely beautiful.
I
We
thought he
love
did
you.
great.
If you were not gay, I would marry you. In fact, I'll even marry you that you're gay. I don't care.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't know he
probably
was
better
gay.
for
He's
you.
gay.
Yeah, and I don't even want sex, so I'll just marry him.
We have so many dope gay people supporting Israel. It's unbelievable.
I asked Dave Smith
Aren't
on
they
this
great?
podcast.
We have. I don't know if you know. There's a whole Arab coalition of gay Arabs, like Luai Ahmed and Jonathan Al-Khouri. Not that their gayness defies them, but they happen to be gay Arabs
Yeah.
that are unbelievable people.
Well,
who,
they
like,
want to live.
Yeah, they stand up for Israel. And they live in Israel. They're incredible people.
Yeah.
But on Douglas and Dave Smith, I only saw a bit of it. But what I saw from Dave Smith, one, I don't know if the comment section feels a little bit like it's been bought out by Russian propaganda.
100%. It's
Right?
It
algorithm.
is, it's
That's what
all
I've been saying.
bots.
I even made a video on it. I've never seen
Not
comments
just
like this on
Russian.
my channel.
Yeah.
Something was off.
No,
It
it's
was.
it's
They all
manipulation.
rushed to.
There was an
defend it.
influx of bot comments.
Yeah, bots.
Yeah.
Of course.
Somebody paid for these comments.
Douglas Murray, he's arrogant. like
Yeah.
truth is arrogant.
Yeah, it's like he's the least
Experts.
arrogant person
Yeah.
because he was saying you need to travel to Israel to speak on. I'm like, Dave Smith, you're a Jew. You have every right to go visit Israel. You would be hailed as a fucking prince of Palestine if you went to the West Bank.
Yeah.
They would bring you to their homes. You'd be in no danger whatsoever.
Right, go.
Oh, he would be in danger.
Well,
He
don't
would
tell
not.
him.
I
Don't tell
promise
him.
you, they would take him in as a propagandist. They would treat him like a king.
Really?
100%. Yeah, and this is what I said in my video. I'm like, you genuinely
doesn't he
don't have an
go?
excuse. Why doesn't he go? Why? Because he's a fucking pussy? Because he's scared to travel? Because he's scared to see the reality that he would go to Yaffo and see a mosque
Thank you.
blaring 5 times a day
That's
in your
why
ear?
I brought it up. They never go. The people that have been there are like, holy shit, I was lied to. The people that don't go, oh, I read this fucking Hamas propaganda. That's what
I
Douglas
love
Murray
that
called
they
them out
always
on.
say, I read it in Haaretz, an Israeli newspaper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Candace-
Owned
CNN.
by
Candace
a
is a weird-
fucking German Nazi.
Yeah,
They
it's-
never throw that in.
that's like
there.
CNN.
Candace is a weird case because she went
Yeah.
and she walked out like a babbling idiot about this. Like, only Muslims are allowed to live in the Muslim quarter and Christians only have to live in the Christian quarter. It's like, bitch, what are you talking about? I have friends who live in the Muslim
Yeah.
quarter and they're Jews, and I have Muslim friends who live all over the country.
Of course.
Because
What is-
they want to live with their family and friends.
Yeah, it's like,
They're
what
not
is this?
forced to.
But what I noticed from Dave Smith, he just really spoke from a place of utter ignorance.
Yeah.
He's just
It was
ignorant
all
son of a-
propaganda.
Which is fine, but don't say you're an expert. Don't talk about it for a year and a half.
Exactly.
Just say this is my opinion as a nobody.
And to be
Fine.
fair,
Well, he's a Hamas spokesman.
and for Rogan to kind of platform him as a voice, I
Like
would have.
Piers. He has Nazis on every fucking week, and then he puts on a weak liberal rabbi to debate them.
Yeah. And I like the idea of, okay, it's your show, you're making money, it's all good. But like, if you're gonna bring on people to debate Israel Palestine, don't bring on Dave Smith, bring on a Palestinian.
Fuck yeah.
And don't bring on Douglas Murray, bring on an Israeli Jew.
Absolutely.
Hopefully a Mizrahi Jew, and let them duke it out. And you'll see the end of the conversation, they'll be best friends.
Absolutely.
You'll see it.
100%.
Yeah, it's true.
You'll
they
see
actually
it.
get along.
And that's Rogan being able to put in positivity. When you bring on Douglas Murray and Dave Smith, not that Douglas isn't amazing, he's incredible.
He is.
And I have so much respect for him. But it just, what does it do?
Right.
Like, what are we
Well,
doing?
it's the politics of separatism, and they're all bought into it. Everyone on media is only allowed on because they agree to be part of it, because they love their fundraising.
That's why I got to fight against. That's why I'm here to fight against it. I got to get on there. I got to break the whole mold. That's what I want to do so badly.
You do.
I want to get on there and just slap people with reality.
That's why they won't have you on.
That's why they won't have me
Yeah.
on.
Well, we will. here at
They
the
will
Roseanne.
have you
I
on.
appreciate you guys
After
so much
they
for
see
that.
you today, they will have you on.
Hope so.
And if not, I'll have you on every fucking week.
I
I
love
love
white
you.
colonizers.
I love you guys. Thank you so much.
So you see,
Oh, you see, my patience is growing thin.